Hello?
Hey,
Uh,
what's up? I'm waiting for George.
Oh, okay. I was just checking to make sure this thing's on and I don't have any background noise.
You sound good.
Okay, all right. Coco in the house?
Coco apparently is in the middle of her move,
Oh, okay. All right, all right.
but we haven't
Just
heard from you in a while.
I know with the whole wedding thing, so that now that that's done and over with. I'm back.
Congratulations on the wedding, formally.
Thank you very much. It was a very nice wedding, wonderful, great evening. Yeah, everything went according to plan. And that was it. Hangover the next day, back to normal.
I'm sorry you missed your other boyfriend though, Julian, last week.
I know. Oh, how was he on here?
He was good. My only issue is just I'm a stickler for the background noise stuff.
Oh yeah, yeah.
He was in his
Oh,
cop. I guess he was in his cop car cruiser
oh yeah.
saying,
I caught snippets. Like I listened to a little bit of it that I could. He was talking
"Yeah,
about not being a a dick to people and stuff like that. I caught
yeah."
little parts of it here and there.
So yeah, but that was the only part.
Okay.
It gave the cop feel, so you knew it was Julian. But
Yeah.
I just hate background noise. But I did like the story where he said he was working security at like a Rick Ross event in Georgia, and then one of the celebrity types that pulled up in the car rolled his window down, and said, "Hey, aren't you on that show like 90 Day Fiance?" It's like, yeah,
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm glad he was on and everything like that. We haven't heard from him and Debbie in a while. I haven't seen Debbie post in a while. But I was wondering. I had saw one of George uh followers telling him that he hasn't been able to see her tweets or something like that. And then I realized, yeah, I'm missing a lot of people that used to follow me. Like I don't see their tweets anymore. They don't see my tweets. I'm like, what the hell's going on here?
hmm lately it's been okay, but a week or two ago, yeah, my tweets were like, no one really nobody was seeing them.
Yes,
Yeah.
something happened with the algorithm lately.
Yeah, how you doing, George?
I'm good. How's everybody doing tonight?
What's up, George? How's the weather out there?
It's actually okay. So it's always hot here, but like in the morning when I leave, like 50 something degrees, which is pretty nice. But like it's
Mm.
still hot, like it's still 80 degrees. But like this is our fall. If it's not 98 degrees, it's pretty cool here.
Did the hurricane affect you in any way?
No, I mean we got some like strangely terrible wind. We didn't even really get like okay, so before the hurricane made landfall, we got like really really bad rain
Yeah.
and flooded a little bit, like nothing and like nothing bad. But once the hurricane hit, it didn't even really bad wind. I didn't,
Good. Good to
but
know.
there were a lot of people in my subdivision that had a lot of damage, a lot of gates. I think the number one thing was people's fences, because
Yeah.
pool in Florida, the law states it must be enclosed in a gate. That's a gate that's taller than a human being. So a lot of people lost their gates. So a lot of people.
Oh, okay. All right. Cool.
Yeah, so no Coco tonight.
Oh, okay.
Well, I heard that she's still moving, and I know that's I think the worst thing I've ever been through in my entire life was moving. So I
Mm.
empathize with the amount of stress that she has to be under right now.
Well, she's always under some kind of stress, but yeah, this is a special kind of stress.
Yeah,
Yeah.
isn't it from a different state? She's moving from Cali
Vegas, yeah.
to Vegas. Yeah,
Oh,
I get
it's
that before. Interstate is
I can
horrible.
I can only imagine what that's like. I don't even know. Well, I mean, I have moved cross country, and like I told you, it was the worst thing that I've ever experienced. Just the idea.
Moving is horrible. You never really realize how much shit you have in your house until it's time to move.
Yeah, and then watching it like drive away, like watching them put it in the pods and in the truck, and then watching your whole life drive away is
Yeah,
a feeling, right? Brain
yeah,
just
it's crazy. It's
So
crazy.
should we get into topics
Yeah,
now?
let's get started.
Where do you want to start, George?
um wait, I'm looking for the topics. I I had them up. Ah, okay, okay. Oh, you know what? We can start right at the beginning because that's the first thing that I was gonna talk about anyway.
You want to
Okay, so
explain it?
I was caught off guard today. So okay, I have to tell you an embarrassing story first of all. Okay, so I was watching Instagram and Cara popped up on my timeline. Cara Leona, the singer, the actress, the real estate agent, the balloon arrangement person, and it was like a regular reel, and then all of a sudden like these sex toys appeared in her hand and
Hmm.
caught me off guard. And I immediately went to send it to you, and with the caption "What the hell?" But in my shock, I sent it to you and Cara. So what the hell to her own reel, which she immediately responded was like, "What happened? What do you mean?" And then I was like, "Shit, shit, shit! I didn't mean to like send it to her." So I was like, "No, no, no."
Mm.
I was like, I just wasn't expecting like, the dildos and the vibrators. It caught me off guard. And she was like, "Oh yeah, I know it's
Oh,
fine," but I
oh
felt,
my God.
Wait,
but
wait, what was her response?
well, she was just like, "Oh yeah, it's fun. It's just something that I'm
Mm.
enjoying right now. It's just a fun reel." And she's like, "It wasn't too crazy." And I was like, "No, it wasn't. It wasn't too crazy. The dildos and vibrators weren't anywhere that they shouldn't have been. For Instagram, it caught me off guard. And in I sent a text to her. Well, not a text, like a DM. I sent the reel with a DM, and I'm bad at that, right? Go backstory. My sister was getting married. I think this was like her second or third marriage, which, yeah, she's not married to this person anymore anyway. But she sent a message to you know how there's like group messages. She sent an email about wedding plans because it was like the planning of her wedding, and she sent a message and she was being kind of annoying. So I hit reply to my mom to tell her how annoying my sister was with the wedding, and I went on to say, they're putting a lot of work into this wedding knowing that it's not going to last. And I sent it to reply all. So my sister and her husband, well, her ex-husband now, his family, everyone in the whole family saw what I said. So I was then in turn disinvited to this particular wedding because I sent that out. But I'm bad at sending messages to people that I shouldn't.
Well, you said it's not gonna last, and then it didn't last.
It did not last. No, they are not married. But this
Okay.
was not her first or second marriage. So I just
Mm.
was saying like this is a lot for somebody who's been married this many times. But I
Yeah.
shouldn't have said it. I stand behind the fact that I shouldn't have said that to
Mm.
everybody. I didn't mean to. I meant to just send it to my mom because she was on the email chain. But I in turn sent it to everybody: the bridesmaids, the groom, the groomsmen, the preacher, family, grandparent. Like everybody got it. So everybody just thinks I'm a dick.
Yeah, you're inadvertently messy, oftentimes,
Yeah,
I guess.
try to be messy, and I'm just the messy person of the family now.
Yeah, no, it's fun. Okay, so back to Kara. Yeah, so she's like shilling like a sex toy on her Instagram and has like probably her promo code to use that or something for a discount, and then she probably gets a kickback because she has a bunch of like little grifts going on.
Wasn't
But
she wasn't she peddling those goods a while back too? Those lady toys, vibrators and such like that.
well,
Oh,
I feel like it's a new development with the sex toys, but she has the OnlyFans from a while ago.
Angela
No,
was the first one
I,
to
yeah,
buy
Angela was selling. Oh, okay, yeah. Somebody was selling vibrators.
the vibrator pushing. Well, actually, I believe she was the first one. I could be wrong because a lot were doing it, and I don't want to start naming names because I'm not sure and I don't want to put somebody out. But I know that Angela was doing the vibrators for a while, and then a couple of other female cast members did them. And again, I'm not shaming nobody for nothing, but Shabooty, I kind of sent this message to you. I'm glad I didn't send this to Cara, but I was like, wouldn't the idea that she's using dildos and vibrators mean that she's separated from her husband?
Yeah, I feel like in this case,
Well, not necessarily.
yeah, no, no, not necessarily like generally speaking, as like it's
Yeah.
not like a general rule, but in specific to her, I feel like yeah, lends more credence to her being like separated and single from her husband.
Okay,
Well,
I want to hear you because you're a woman. What are the rules with being married and then using toys. Because I know as a man, okay, so in my situation, if I was dating a woman and she posted that she loves using toys, I would kind of take that as a jab to me. So like, what are the rules for this?
Well, sometimes you feel like a nut, and sometimes you don't. You know, I mean, it's
I think you're asking the wrong woman, George.
yeah, you're asking the wrong one. I just got married, but we've been together for almost 25 years. So, I would say sometimes, it's interesting to be alone. Like sometimes men do their stuff by themselves without including us, and we don't know about it. Sometimes people just want
That's,
to be alone, be
that's
be one with themselves.
right and true because a lot of men before they have sex, they'll purposely please themselves
Yeah,
because it
yeah.
increases the
You
time.
want to you want to warm up the car before you start the engine, right?
Right, right. No, you're 100% right. So it's sexist of me to think
Yeah, I
that
wouldn't. I
not
wouldn't.
be.
It wouldn't be a mandatory thing in it. If it's a mandatory case that you have to have a sex toy in the room, then there's a problem. But
Well, right. I think that
yeah,
if both parties enjoy the addition of that, then hell yeah, do what you want to do. But yeah, if you can't be happily pleased by your partner without the toy, you're right. Then that's the only time that it should become an issue.
So, but let's say they're Guillermo and her are still together. What if he's like, "Hey, I need to upgrade to my laptop," and she's like, "Okay, but I got to start shilling these sex toys." And he's like, "Fuck it, as long as I get my laptop."
yeah. But I would never have guessed that they would separate. I mean, their relationship seems so okay, especially with the baby and all. Like that really caught. If they are indeed separated, that caught me off guard. Like there's a lot of couples on reality TV that you can see falling apart,
No,
but
but
that would have caught me
but
off guard.
I feel like it doesn't surprise me. I don't know. Well, first of all, supposedly she stopped drinking as much, but if was drinking as much as she used to, then I feel like it'd be hard to. I feel like it wouldn't surprise. Well, also she has a history of cheating. I'm not saying she's doing this now, but she has a history of cheating on her boyfriends, and she has a history of drinking, and she's just had a kid. Like all those can make a marriage difficult.
Yeah, I agree. I think that she was with him for the what do you call it when you first get together and it's like fun and exciting, like, and he was like a young whippersnapper, right? Like Kara's not old, but I feel like she wanted a young whippersnapper and she found like a young whippersnapper. And I think that Guillermo is actually less interesting than Kara. I think he's tame, I think he's laid back, and I think Kara's a party girl. So, in my opinion, I thought it was only a matter of time before she found him to be a little boring, right? I feel like Guillermo, if he had the opportunity, he would stay at home on a Friday night, and Cara would go out, right? So I feel like it was only
Mhm.
a matter of time before they clashed.
Yeah, and then also, so one thing we didn't mention was I don't know. Well, I think we both kind of look at her Instagram stories, but so I guess it was like a week or two ago, a week and a half, where she had this like fancy Europe trip to go record music in like Italy, I think. So
Yeah,
she's like in Europe recording music, right?
yep, yes, she was.
Yeah, and I didn't see any videos of her husband like there.
No,
So
it's
somebody got to stay home with the baby.
true, true, but that's grandma duties, right? Like when you're married and you a trip,
Wow.
that's when
Uh,
grandma comes into the picture.
Yeah, no, she was definitely had that like newly single chick energy in Europe, like in
oh,
music studios, and then doing like modeling photo shoots to go along with the
I,
music.
I kind of like them together. I would be disappointed if they split. I kind of thought they worked well. On Pillow Talk too. He was coming around.
I've
I don't
heard
know.
that they've been split for a long time. Okay, so the rumor is they split while filming Happily Ever After. So we're gonna
Oh.
watch the split happen on Happily Ever After. This is just I can't I
But
can't prove.
the Pillow Talk sessions too that they filmed was after they
Well, the
split.
one that they did that I know of was like they filmed 3 months ago, and it was at Emily and Kobe's. And what
Yeah.
I was told, I can't reveal sources, but what I was told, they were not together when they filmed.
Oh.
But you have to remember that they are still very close because they are co-parenting,
Yeah.
and
Well,
it's cheaper for Kara to house Guillermo than to pay for him to have his own place, and it's cheaper for her to have him watch their baby than to pay someone else. So they're still very, connected, just not in that.
Moving right along.
Yeah, I know it sucks. It sucks. I like them together. I really
I
do like
like them
her,
together.
though. I think she's so talented.
I like them together. I thought they meshed well. But
Eh, yeah,
they,
maybe.
yeah, opposites attract. You know, you can't have one. I mean, he seemed a little laid back too, but remember, she met him when he was working on the resort, so we haven't really seen that side of him. Because to
Yeah.
work on a resort, you gotta keep the tourists entertained. You know what I'm saying? You gotta party with
Well,
them
yeah,
all
but
night and
you
lively and
you
do
got
all
to
Hmm.
of that.
entertain for a short amount of time.
Yeah,
Being
you gotta entertain them, dancing around and doing all kind of shit in the daytime, in the evening, and then there's extracurricular activities that some tourists pay extra for.
I
So
think that he's it's a little more work for him to entertain a wife than it is just a sex tour. I think it's so much easier. Like remember
yeah,
Jessica and Juan? Like she went on the cruise ship and she found her a little what do you call
yeah,
a cabana boy on a cruise ship.
yeah. Oh
And
yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, I remember those two.
yeah, they're actually still together.
They had the baby.
Yeah, they got a baby, they're still together, they're married, and we're gonna be watching that on TV soon. So yeah.
Ugh, ugh.
But it worked
Yeah,
for
well, I think. Well, I mean, with all of her music projects and stuff, I think she faces a lot of temptation from like
Yeah,
exciting men and stuff. Whether it's a music
well,
yeah, yeah,
producer, whether it's a
yeah.
music executive,
I
like.
always questioned if they were like monogamous because I think that because she has her OnlyFans, which we talked about this actually when she was on here because I was like, how does your husband feel, about other men looking at you online? And she kind of answered it like, it doesn't matter how he feels, it's my body,
Yeah, but
so it makes
she said she wasn't showing like cooler shots or anything. Like
well, right, right,
he told her it was okay as long as she wasn't doing like real, you know, showing a lot of too much stuff. Like
true. But
so
I think
like soft
if
porn, not
I
hardcore
mean
stuff.
I was married, okay, so let me ask you this, Captain, if you were looking to do some implied nudity posts, not nudity, but implied nudity posts online, would your husband just say go for it, it's your body, or would he give you a little pushback?
Well, he's old fashioned, so he probably told me I can't do it. He'll
Right?
probably
Yeah, 'cause I
say,
feel like that too. Like
nope.
I don't want to sound like a caveman, but I
He'll
also
say nope.
the woman that I really want to be with. I don't want like everybody to see her. Like I know that sounds so
Yeah,
sexy,
no, I know
man.
it. A lot of people have a different I'm gonna say mentality upbringing. Like when you choose a woman to marry, you want to be a woman that's not gonna be out there and
Well,
everybody,
right?
so you want to be
You
a calm, nice woman that's gonna be loyal and faithful and stuff
well,
like that.
yeah. You
So
don't want her to
you
belong to the
don't, yeah, you don't want to be in them streets no more.
Shabooty. What's your thoughts? If you were with a girl that you really
Mhm.
like, you wanted to,
Well, okay. Is it okay if I answer a question with another question,
yeah,
which
yeah, yeah.
would be like, so if you have a girlfriend, would you be annoyed at her getting like going to a male masseuse or male massage therapist?
No, I wouldn't care about that. No.
Okay, so would you? Okay, okay. So anyway, to answer your question, I would. Yeah, I would care. I would be like Captain's husband.
Yeah, I had a
Okay.
I had a stripper at my bachelorette party, but I guess they must have whoever hired him. I think it was my daughter or my sister. Whoever hired him must have gave him a list of rules of not to dos, because it was like a real, he wasn't stripper like, on a thong or nothing.
Oh, so
He never took his pants off. He would just like, show a little bit of butt cheek, but he took his shirt off and show a little bit of butt cheek, and he wouldn't touch, stuff like that. And I'm like, okay, so
well,
there's a nanny cam in here somewhere. Because
well, he didn't get it too raunchy, right?
yeah,
There's
he
there's
was. Everybody liked him because it was older ladies. I'm up there, so it wasn't like a young crowd. So all the older ladies were like, oh, they weren't embarrassed that he would touch and he would dance on them a little bit and stuff like that, and they'll put his butt. But then the younger crowd, they were like, you know what, we're turning this up. They were trying to get him out those pants because he wouldn't take the pants off. He would just pull down like so you can see his butt, like his boxer briefs, and you can see a little bit of his butt cheek, and he'll show both his butt cheeks like that. And when he moved to the side where the younger crowd was, they're like, "Oh no, you not!"
Well, you
And
have
they pulled his
for
pants down, and they were all over
the
him.
younger generation, they keep things very right. Like I don't know if you've been to a nightclub recently, but there's people like basically having sex in clubs. Like it's very raunchy for the younger generation, and I think with the OnlyFans generation, being naked is just nothing to them.
Mm.
So it's almost expected, right? Like it's expected for a stripper to be. And I think that's not what everybody wants.
So, Captain
Yeah.
Picard, do you go to like male massage therapists or what?
I don't like massages at
Mm.
all. Period. I hate the way that feels on my body, like that constant. But I did have a therapist for my back that was a guy, and yeah, it didn't. I didn't feel anything. I didn't care for it. So, but I'm not.
Interesting.
Yeah, I've gone to strip clubs with my husband, female strip clubs. I mean, we didn't frequent them, but I've gone to one or two. You know, but
Well, female strip clubs, there's no problem there.
yeah, he Milton Club, Milton Club. I even took him, my
Oh,
nephew.
let's. Well, what about this question? So, if you're at the female strip club, is he and you're together? Is he allowed to get a lap dance like
Oh, of course,
in front of you?
of course. I
Okay.
was like, if you want, but he's like, nah, I'm not into it. He didn't even have a bachelor party. He told his
Uh,
boys that
What?
he didn't want a bachelor party. He's like, we can just go to the casino, hang out, and stuff like that. But he's like, I'm not into that whole stripper stuff because he's like, you guys hire these strippers and then they set us all up and tie us up in a hotel room and steal our money and all that shit.
Oh,
He's very paranoid. Yeah, but he's like,
he watches
nah.
movies.
Yeah, he's like, don't hire no strippers. I don't want into that shit.
true.
But anyway,
So,
let's get back on track
okay,
here.
let's go to a different topic. So, did you see the photo? I guess we may have talked about it, but anyway, like Shekinah was at this like event last weekend without Sarper, but it was like a media event, and there was a bunch of TLC stars, and then
I
Yara
didn't even
was
I couldn't
there.
even recognize them. Their faces are so modified. I can't even recognize any of them.
Yeah, but then did you see the photo with Yara and Shekinah together?
Yes,
Yeah,
I did.
Yeah. So, who do you think is the alpha in that photo?
What do
Yara,
you mean by
Yara,
alpha? What does that mean? Like who's
The
Yara,
head bitch in
definitely
charge.
Yara, definitely
Oh,
Yara,
oh yeah, Yara. Yara's
Yara.
been in the game for a long time.
Yeah,
So
yeah, Yara, Yara's not new to this. To this.
yeah, so yeah, she kind of like when you join something new, you have to pay your dues. You just start at the
Yeah.
bottom.
Mhm.
Like
Mhm.
but
Like a
she's at the bottom.
gang, you gotta earn your colors.
Yeah, so
She's definitely
definitely
not.
Yara's calling.
Yeah, Yara's more experienced on that whole game.
Mhm.
It was interesting that it was like a Tubi reality TV event because I don't ever watch
No,
Tubi. I
I
don't know if
think it
they
was
even
like
air.
Pluto TV.
Oh, Pluto. Yeah, you're right. Pluto TV. So do they air reality TV? Like I don't watch Pluto TV, so I was like confused at the link between that because I was like, wait, am I supposed to be watching Pluto TV?
That's a good question. I know as much about Pluto TV as I do Tubi.
Right? Like I was like, what are the at
Yeah,
TLC?
wouldn't that be a TLC event or
Well, right. That's
or
what I thought too.
whatever
There,
stream they're on?
well,
Yeah,
Max, yeah, Max or
or
Discovery.
Discovery.
It was Pluto TV, and it was like all like the Sister Wives people were there. It was all like basically TLC represent.
Okay.
I was like, I wonder if this is like a new partnership. Are we gonna be watching Tubi? I can't. Why not Tubi?
Pluto.
Pluto TV, Pluto for this now. Like, I wonder if this is the beginning of something that they're starting.
Hmm. Yeah, there may be some connection. I didn't investigate it though, but
Maybe because a lot of these other platforms are less regulated than TLC. You know how you got the Baddies show on the Zeus network, I think it is, and they
Yeah,
they go
yeah.
all no holds barred type of shit. Maybe they want to transition the show into a place where they can be more, because as you know, the show has been getting more and more violent and all kind of crazy people and domestic violence and all kind of, it's escalated from where it began. So maybe they want to try something new with it. So they want to go on a platform or on a channel where, you know, you can see or do a
Mhm.
curse and do whatever.
See, I think I understand that because remember when Love in Paradise premiered on Max, not Max, Discovery Plus, and they were showing nudity and there was
Mhm.
cursing, and they kind of tested the waters with like an uncensored version of the show. So I don't know if everybody noticed that. Like when it first came on, there was like a bunch of topless girls. They kept showing people's bare butts. Like, and it was like an uncensored type show, and they tested it out on streaming before they put it on TV, and then obviously they cleaned it
I know,
up.
like 90 Day Fiance UK, they curse, right?
Yeah, they
Yeah.
do. Yeah. So yeah, maybe they are going into that avenue where it's going to be less censorship, and maybe Pluto can offer them a less censored platform. Because I don't know if y'all were watching Love After Lockup last week, but there were teeny tiny and her boyfriend's mom were fist fighting.
Hmm.
Did y'all
That
see
yeah, that
on Love?
I caught it today on the rerun, but I saw that whole fight at the restaurant. She attacked
Yeah,
the mom, and then she said it was the mom's fault.
yeah. She beat the
She,
mom's ass, knocked her
yeah, and
down, and then
she
was like,
snatched, she
"Why is she
grabbed her,
so
yeah,
violent?"
and she said it was the mom's fault and that she had an anxiety attack to behave that way. I personally wouldn't allow anybody to put their hands on my mom. I don't care if she's wrong or she's right. So
Hmm.
I think that
Well,
was
the fact
I
that
think that was
yeah,
like
that
really crazy for them to,
that's another topic. But yeah, the
yeah,
fact that he stayed with
yeah, that
is
he's there,
crazy. Like,
that's
you
unacceptable.
beat up my, like, we're
And then
not
he
gonna
left, and
speak.
he left with the wife. He didn't leave with the mother.
Well, it's a weird situation though because like he was in jail for 16 years and the mom never visited him one
Yeah,
time,
Hmm.
and
yeah,
but
yeah.
still,
It's
still your
still your mom.
yeah.
But
Did
yeah, that Love After Lockup show, their WeTV is more o- uncensored than TLC. So maybe TLC is looking for somewhere to go where they could take it to a new
Yep.
level.
Yep. Because Sharp does that show. Sharp does Love After
Yeah,
Lockup. The same
yeah.
producer.
Mhm.
So maybe they're like, well, we want to take it to a more raunchier level. We want them to fight. We want, because look at what happened with the domestic abuse on TLC. People hate it, but nobody's complaining that Teeny beat up this dude's mom on Love After Lockup on WeTV. So maybe TLC is just a little too classy. And they're like testing the waters. They're like, well, let's see what Pluto TV can offer. Let's see what WeTV can offer. And maybe the 90 Day franchise might be making a move, to a network where they can get away with more.
I don't think TLC would want to lose 90 Day though.
Well, no, I feel like they would probably make an offer to try to keep them. But if 90 Day wants to continue to be raunchy and have dudes pulling people's hair out and
Maybe,
and ripping bumpers off of
yeah.
cars, I think they're gonna have to find a network where that's acceptable. The Learning Channel is not that. It's never gonna
That
be that network unless the channel
that's why
changes
Shabooty said
its
what
name.
Shabooty said that TLC is not going to lose. They don't want to lose the 90 Day franchise, so that's why they might be bringing out more variations of it to move it the
Mhm.
raunchier sessions to a different channel and just keep the basic 90 Day Fiance before the 90 days on TLC,
But,
and then
but
as it
Oh,
escalates, it goes to a different channel.
but by the way, I
yeah,
just googled like who owns Pluto TV, and then apparently Paramount owns it.
that's even more weird because they're not a part of Warner Brothers.
Yeah, so it is weird.
And that's so weird that they're associating with, because TLC, and Discovery and Max, they're all together under the Warner Brothers umbrella, so they are definitely shopping around. I feel like, or maybe this the 90 Day House, maybe like what you said, Captain, it's gonna premiere somewhere else so it can be
So it's
raunchy and maybe
exactly so it could be like the
yeah.
the WeTV when they had the Love and Hip Hop houses and all that and all that stuff.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's actually, I would be really interested in watching a more filthier version of the show. Right? Like, I don't want to sound like I'm trashy, but I would
No,
like to
and
see,
you know what? You know what else? It'll give us an opportunity to see these folks for how they really are, because when they start the show, they're portrayed as one way, and then you start seeing their tweets after their season is over, and you're saying, "Oh my God, this person." Look at Rayne, for example. People are saying she had some
Yeah.
tweets on there that were saying that with Chidi about Chidi, Shabooty. I think you posted the tweets for Rayne.
Let's save that topic for
Oh, we're
later.
gonna save that. But anyway, you'll see people how they really are. You know what I'm saying? Instead of
Mhm.
being
Yeah.
like all nicey nicey, and then 3 seasons later we find out that they're a monster. You know, let's see
Yeah,
them being a monster
Yeah.
right off the back. You know.
Well, if the 90 Day House does premiere on Pluto TV or something, remember we figured it out here first. We're the ones that brought this up because it is so weird that a Paramount owned network hosted all of the 90 Day Fiance stars, the TLC stars. It's just there's something there. There's something going on. We're gonna get to the bottom of it.
true. And then here's a partnership that I don't think is happening. Apparently, Sarper was spotted at Panda Express. So I don't think they're
Yes.
doing a deal with Panda Express anytime soon. But what do you think of that?
I was a little surprised that he was eating Panda Express because he approves what's her name? Shekinah's food,
Hmm.
right? He tells her
Yeah,
what she can
yeah.
and
He's supposed to be some health nut. Yeah, that's
Hmm.
what.
right. He weighs
Yeah, I
her.
saw that.
He designs her
I mean,
nose. So I was surprised that he was eating Panda Express. He didn't. Someone who goes to the gym 85 times a
Hmm.
week doesn't that they would be eating at Panda Express. Not that Panda Express isn't healthy, but it's not like gym
No, I mean,
food.
no, but it is.
So I was
It's like fast food version of Chinese food, right?
I mean, their mango chicken is good though.
right. Oh, don't even get me started.
The mango
So
chicken is
good.
good.
Don't even get me started.
I'm gonna admit. Yeah, but
Oh, it's good.
he
But I am in no way, shape, or form a gym buff. So
me either.
yeah, I just hey, I've been to Panda Express more times this month than I've been to
I
the
go to
gym.
the yeah,
Just to get
exactly. I go to the gym like for the wedding. It was hard going to the gym. I lost like 25 pounds, and I was like, all right. As soon as the wedding is over, I haven't been back to the gym.
I think it's not to start making excuses for Sarper, but I think it's like, do you think it's a thing where it's like, they're newly in America, so they're excited to just try all the like
Yeah,
shitty
of
fast
course.
foods and shit?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh no, you're right. Yeah, because when I travel internationally, one of my favorite things is to go to some random strange food place, see what the food tastes like. So no, I totally think that's true. I remember when Michael got here, Angela said that he was obsessed with chicken
Hmm.
nuggets. I guess like McDonald's chicken nuggets or wherever. He was like, so yeah, when they get here, I think that it's something that all of them do. They want to go and just try all this American food. Even though I don't even think of Panda Express is American, it's Chinese food, but they just want to try all this different stuff. So, I mean, who's to say he didn't get like the little tiny, what do you call it? It's like a bowl,
Hmm.
like the smallest thing that you can get there. He probably got that because it's Sarper. Let's be real. He's not eating that much.
Yeah, but Shekinah needs to reel him in and say, You got to be fancy for our image. You got to go to PF Chang's."
Well, I don't think that Shekinah's got as much money as she's leading on. I think that she's like a tiger lily. I think that she's a poser when it comes to her being this rich woman who gets paid to go to parties in LA. I don't believe that 100. Like I'm not fully on board with there are people paying Shekinah money to attend their parties. Who the hell is
Nah,
Shekinah?
nah.
Like even before 90 Day, who in their right mind was Shekinah to go to a Hollywood party? Like her appearance was going to make their party look better. Who the hell is she?
Yeah, and
She was the girl baggage show 10 years ago. Like, come on now.
yeah, her ship sailed, and no amount of plastic surgery is gonna bring it back to the port.
It's it didn't just sail, it sank. It hit an
Yeah,
iceberg.
Well, it's too plastic to sink, but yeah.
but you know where those faces usually end up on adult films. All that plastic face
Well,
that doesn't get
we
success,
got
that
it.
doesn't get success in the
We
in on movies and stuff like that. They just go straight to the adult industry, and
Well, we never got any verification because she said on baggage that she left her Amish lifestyle, which she was never Amish, by the way. She left her Amish lifestyle to do a celebrity sex tape. That was one of the things she said on the
Mhm.
show. But we still have no confirmation of her doing a celebrity sex tape or being linked to a celebrity sex tape. So I'm pretty sure that was all fake. Oh, and I don't know if y'all know this, but she said in an interview that her family lived in an area that was all Amish They weren't Amish, but the dad liked the way the Amish people raise their kids, so he adopted some Amish practices in their household, but they were never actually Amish. Anybody surprised by that?
No, but they were Amish adjacent, right? Like they,
Right,
yeah,
their friends
because
were Amish. Basically,
because she has that.
basically, in,
Her name is like Shekinah. That's like a biblical name, and the sister's name is also like biblical, and they were
Mhm.
really so they were Amish adjacent. She said it was cult like a cultish like behavior, like a
right,
compound. That's what they lived on,
right. It was kind of
like a
like when
compound behavior.
when a white person is like, I got black friends, they had Amish
Yeah,
friends, so they were part of the clique, right? I feel like that's kind of what it was.
yeah.
True. Okay, did you? This is a different topic, but did you see the video with like Angela and Common, and Common was freestyle rapping to Angela?
Yes, I did. I have a million questions. Like, what was going on? How
How
did this
come I
even?
don't see these videos? Where
You
do
gotta
these videos
follow
post
us on
for?
Instagram.
Oh,
I've I have told you. Actually, I duty like 2 weeks ago that you had to join Instagram and you didn't do
I
it.
was
I'm
busy.
very
I was
disappointed.
busy with the wedding, but I'm going to do it tomorrow
Okay, well,
morning. The first thing I'm going to do is open an Instagram account.
yeah, the wedding is over. You are now free to move about the cabin. I'm gonna need you to open an Instagram because you are missing out on too much. I need you to be
But
fully aware.
can I be in Instagram an anonymous person because I don't want a lot of people finding me on Instagram.
All you need to do is open the Instagram and screenshot all of your tweets and post your tweets as posts.
Yeah.
You don't have to post
No, I
Mm,
wouldn't
just
post
that was
anything of personal of mine. I just don't
yeah,
want a
so
lot of,
uh,
when you have all these ghosts come back to haunt you with
mhm.
no,
yeah,
I
I don't
mean,
want.
you
you
could. I mean, you could do a private account and just follow us, but whatever you feel comfortable with.
Yeah, no,
yeah, but I
I'll
think
check it out.
your tweets should
Yeah, no,
be
yeah, but
on
your tweets
Instagram.
should. Yeah, if you all your amazing content, you should post on Instagram.
I
I
do.
know people
I
keep
feel like
stealing my stuff.
Instagram
Yeah,
you might as well open it and just use the same like identity you're using on Twitter. Don't use yours, just use the same, but just put your content there because people, like you said, they're stealing it and taking credit. You might as well be the one getting that credit.
I'm gonna look into that tomorrow now that I have nothing else to do.
yeah, and then I
Okay,
mean,
so
if we repost your post, and then all of a sudden you'll get mad followers based on us sharing your stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, Captain, Common the rapper was having a show and somehow Angela Deem made it on stage with Common and she name dropped that she was from 90 Day Fiance and then he began freestyling for
Mhm.
her. This was what the video was.
And I think the event was put on by like Daily Mail, like the news outlet.
Oh, Daily Mail. That makes sense. That makes sense. They're very big with 90 Day Fiance
Oh, so
content.
then it must be is I could find it on Twitter then as well because
Yeah, I think.
Daily
I mean,
Mail.
I
Oh,
think I posted on Twitter, but then it's hard to keep
Daily
track.
Mail
yeah.
posts a lot on Twitter as well.
Yeah, they do.
Oh, okay.
So what do you think about her when he was like, "What's your name?" She replied, "I'm Angela from 90 Day Fiance." What do you think of that? She didn't just say, "I'm Angela,"
Mhm.
which a lot of people were like, "Oh, well, why can't you just be Angela? Why do you have to put out there that you're on the show?" And I wanted to get your opinion. Like, if you were on a TV show, would you always lead with you're on a TV show, or would you
I
just say your name?
mean, me or her, because I know she does it with her appearances to get money and shit. But
No. For
uh,
you, like, if you were on a show and somebody random was just like, "What's your name?" Would you say, "Oh, I'm Shabooty from this TV show," or would you just
mhm. So well,
like
I
how
mean,
would or
you mean okay? So if a rapper was about to like rap or some shit,
well, yeah, or say for
I would say I'm
or say
Shabooty from the George Massey show. Just kidding. No,
well,
I don't.
I don't know. When people ask me my name, I don't usually like try to tell people where you would know me
Hmm.
from. Like, especially if people don't know me, and that's totally fine. I actually like it when people don't. I feel like it's better that way.
Yeah.
So like, it's really because people are like, oh, she's so addicted to the fame. Her identity is a 90 Day Fiance cast member. She doesn't really say my name is Angela anymore. It's 90 Day Fiance cast.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think it would depend on how drunk. It depends if I was drunk or not. If I was drunk, yeah, I'd probably be like 90 Day super fan extraordinaire.
I mean,
Oh, okay.
if she's that popular, then she wouldn't have to say where she's from. People would be like, "Oh, that's Angela from 90 Day Fiance." You know what I'm saying? When you're not popular, you do that name dropping thing. Oh, I'm Captain Picard from 90 Day Fiance, and be like,
Mhm.
"Oh, what? I never seen." Some people haven't even watched the show, never even seen the show, so never go. That
Well,
means nothing.
Common was okay. Common wasn't impressed. He was like, oh, 90 Day Fiance.
Mhm.
Like he wasn't
Well,
impressed. But
one thing that I thought was funny though, when I posted the video on Instagram, people were leaving comments and they were tagging comment. They're like, how dare you like sing about this crazy bitch or this evil bitch or whatever. They're just shitting on Angela.
what? Jeez. See, that's not
It's funny
nice.
though.
I don't like to like hate on people or whatever. Like I don't. It's not like my number one
No, but
job. Like
everyone calls out people that affiliate with Angela, so that's all they're doing.
no, right. You're 100% right. You were unsafe. Like if you, me, and Angela went out and then we posted a
Mhm.
picture the next morning, we would also be pieces of
Yeah.
garbage, right? Like we are. It's guilty by association in this
Yeah, so
league.
they're tagging comment and say, "How dare you do a rap with this abuser, this abusive chick?" Mm.
But again, Common didn't even know what the show was, so it's kind of
Mhm.
unfair to come for him about something she did on a show he never
Yeah,
saw. But I get it. I get it now.
yeah. So yeah, it's just, depending on how closely he follows his mentions, maybe he has regrets now.
Oh, he sees it. They see everything. Did you see that I tweeted out
Oh,
that I
Jelly
didn't
Roll.
like? Yeah, I tweeted out. Okay, guys, I was literally sitting on my couch watching TV, and I was scrolling on my phone, and the Jelly Roll song was playing at or something. I don't remember what I was looking at, and I just randomly tweeted on X. I was like, "Oh, I'm not a fan of Jelly Roll." I was like, "I've heard his music. It's not for me. It's not bad. I just don't like it." And then like randomly hours later, Jelly Roll tweets me, and he's like, "I pray you don't ever need music." Because I respect you. But if you ever need music, I hope you find. And then just like get the hell out of here, bro. Like I didn't say that you couldn't sing. I didn't say that you were ugly.
I mean,
I just said I didn't
the
like
funny
it.
part to me is you didn't even at tag him.
No, I didn't even know that he was on Twitter.
Yeah.
Honestly, I had no freaking clue. So that was even more wild to me. And okay, so let me tell you another story that happened to me. So back in the day, I don't want to age myself, but I might. There was a guy named Calvin Harris. You've heard of this guy, right? His name is
Mhm.
Calvin Harris. He's like
Didn't
a
he
DJ. He
date
had a
like
bunch of
Taylor Swift or some shit?
yeah, he's dated Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
So, back in the day, I tweeted about Calvin Harris. I said, let me see if I can get it right. Basically, along the lines of, I was like, please stop making music. Whatever you're doing to the music industry, it's bad. Or along the lines of that. I was just like, your music sucks.
Mhm.
And was whatever. He was dating Taylor Swift at the time. She was on tour. He was with her, and I didn't tag him in it. Like, let me be real. I don't usually tag people. And he and I had this Twitter war
Mhm.
for like days. Like he was just going back and forth with me. He's like, "You're an a-hole, and you just never heard my album, and you don't care, you don't respect music." And he was just going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So after a while, I was like, "Bro," I was like, "You've got all this albums and all this music and all this stuff." I was like, "Your girl Taylor Swift is performing in sold out stadiums. Why are we fighting?" It's like, don't you have other things going on that you could be doing? And then he just blocked me.
Well, soon he won't be able to block you too good with Twitter changes. But anyway,
Yeah,
but
yeah, but it's you can't really like say anything anymore without people like seeing
mm,
it. Like it's wild because I don't tag people in things. So like if I say something crappy about someone, I'm not gonna tag you in it because I think that's
mhm.
rude. But they still track you
Like
down.
yeah, like I was a little jealous. I was like, I want Jelly Roll to like to quote tweet me and clap back at me. Like I want that attention too. No.
I mean, met him in my life. Okay, so I have a friend of mine who's really close friends with his wife or girlfriend Bunny.
Mhm.
So a really close friend of mine is close friends with her, but I've never spoken to him, seen him a day in my life. I only know he exists because of the internet. So I was like, this is wow. I don't know why. I was like, of all the people that like him, because keep in mind, I got hundreds of messages from people who are just obsessed with him, who told me that I should go fuck myself
Mhm.
for not liking his. So I was like, all these people that love you, what made you think that I was someone you should reply to? Reply to these people that love you, you
Yeah,
know?
well, yeah, I think I responded. I was like, I didn't know Jelly Roll responds to people that don't even tag him. Jelly Roll, can you please reply to me or something? I don't know. I forget what I said.
Did he reply?
No, he never responded to me.
Oh, that's wild. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't like how people are into negativity. You know,
Hmm.
I think the internet brings that out, though. Like, I'll see a post, like it'll be a singer and they'll post something and there'll be like thousands of comments, right? And like out of the thousands of comments, like 85 of them will just be people saying how much they love them. And then like 10 or 15% will be, die, stupid, idiot, I hate you. And then they'll reply to those. And I was like, why are people so drawn to negativity? You know, like why won't you like say, hey, thanks for listening to my album, thanks for buying out, to the people who actually did?
Hmm.
Like, stop giving such attention to negativity. I don't know, it's just a weird thing for me.
Yeah, I think it's well. I think it's like if you're someone like Jelly Roll, like the 98 compliments you get, they go in one ear and out the other. Then the two negative things you get, they all stick in your brain.
Well, yeah, I remember back in the day, one of the guys from One Direction, I think Zayn was one of the one. He was like, whenever I see like a negative comment, he's like they're like, oh, I hate him. I wish he wasn't in the group. And he'll be like, so I'll message them and I'll be like, why do you hate me? What did I do? Is he's like, it bothers them. And I think a lot of people are like that. Like they want to know why people hate them. I guess I'm different. Like if you don't like me, I'm just like, okay, block me. It doesn't get to me. But some people really do need that explanation. And it's like you don't though, because if someone doesn't like you, there's nothing that you can do to change it. And again, I don't hate Jelly Roll or whatever. I just don't like his music. I just want to make that clear.
Well, somebody that's listening just said, well, Gina said this, your friend. I don't even know who Jelly Roll. I don't even know who Jelly Roll is. The only Jelly Roll I know is a dessert.
I
That's
agree with her.
uh,
I concur. I only I only know jelly donuts and jelly rolls.
that's hilarious. And I should hold on. I'm gonna post a picture of Jelly
He's
Roll
like
in
a
the
heavy
chat.
set dude with like a face tattoo and shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna
What
post
does
it in
is
the
he?
chat.
What is he famous for? Does he have a
So,
hit single? Does he sing? I don't know.
He's got lots of
Okay, so
songs.
I'm make a
Yeah.
note of that after this.
supposedly his live show is good.
Okay.
All right, so I'm posting a picture of him in the chat.
All right.
That
Can we go to the next topic? I'm dying to talk about the chicken lady.
Oh yeah. We Jelly Roll is not a part of the 90-day world, so yeah, we can move on.
I mean, if you're clamoring, lead the way if you want.
Well, I mean, I want to lead with your tweets of her responding of well, Chitty tweeted first, and
Hmm.
then she responded. So let's go with that.
Should we just? Well, I feel like the thing that got the most attention. Well, initially, Chitty posted this long, like six, like early in the week, like Chitty posted like six different posts, which was like a long caption on each post, like a continuating caption. So
Hmm.
I posted the synopsis, all that, and then the next day though, that's when Rayne or Renee posted the kind of racist ass post, and that's what kind of got the most attention.
Well, the fact that she was like talking about the shade of his
Hmm.
skin,
Like you have a
it
black heart
it
darker than your skin color or some shit.
your skin, and I was just like, wow. So you're associating darkness with negativity, and his skin. Like I don't know, it just rubbed me the wrong
Hmm.
way. I don't know how she meant it, or I don't know what like her point was, but yeah, I was just like, I can't believe that you would post this online for people to read, because if the when I read it, I was like, this sounds like you're racist to me. I was like, I can't imagine why you would post that online, because the internet's forever and people do not forget racism. So like, if she ever wants anything in the next 30 years, the internet is going to reproduce this comment that she put out. So I was like, what is wrong
Well,
with you?
like, do you want me to? I know it's like I know it's a vile statement, but do you want me to read? I could read the actual first line so people got to know exactly what she said. But
Oh yeah, so anybody who didn't see it, so yeah, let's read it and then we'll
yeah, I'm not
react.
gonna read the whole thing, but I'll just read like the first part. But and again, obviously, we don't. I think we all think she's a shithead. That's a preface. But so she said, "Chitty, I am utterly shocked that his heart ended up darker than his skin, just a black charcoal mass of negativity, lies, and false accusation." Blah blah blah. So that's the main thing she said. And then there was another part on the second side where it was like, I should have ran when you had a problem with the fact that I was white, but you know me, everything happens for a reason. Blah blah. Blah. Anyway, yeah, you get the drift.
Yeah, yeah.
I want to ask a quick question. Which I know because I have a memory problem, but I know I saw some posts on here of him saying that she was a vampire or wanted to sacrifice something about
Mhm.
that along those lines. Did anybody have that? Something that he posted about her
He
being a
did post something
vampire.
like that like a month
Yeah,
ago.
yeah, yeah. That's what I'm saying. That she was a vampire and wanted to sacrifice him or something. He did post that, right? I'm not crazy.
He-
No, no, no. You're not crazy.
Okay,
He
okay.
definitely
Like,
said
yeah,
that. He
because
said that
sometimes I'm like,
there were like
maybe I maybe I'm making it up. No,
no,
no.
no. He said that she wanted to do rituals and sacrifices and all types of weird stuff. But on the show, she said something weird. She was like, in the beginning of the world, the Earth wasn't a program, but now it's a program. Welcome to your program. She says really
mhm.
strange, off the wall things, and to this day, nobody can explain what she means by that. Because I've asked around, I was like, "Well, what does that mean? The Earth wasn't a program, but now it's a program. What does that mean? Like a computer program? Like what are we talking about?"
Oh, oh. Yeah, she's the simple fact that she's not invited to the tello means
Mhm.
means
I
Yeah,
that
mean,
she
exactly.
it's kind of
means that
interesting.
she she went off on the unedited version of the show. That means that she went off. That she
Like,
showed them who she
mhm.
really was, and they're like, we can't have this happen on live TV. We
I mean,
can't have this on stage.
it's kind of interesting that she got banned from the tell-all before her racist rant.
So that's what I'm
Well,
saying.
right.
That
Yeah.
means that during filming, they
Hmm.
must have saw who she really
Yeah,
was, and they're like, we can't afford to have this. I mean, we already taken a hit for Angela. We can't take another one so soon afterward. They haven't even healed from the Angela Michael saga yet. We can't throw this at them so soon.
mhm. Well,
But
allegedly, well, somebody's opinion was that she's like schizophrenic or something.
I mean, I
I could see it.
see
I could
that.
see that. I could
Yeah,
see that.
I kind of see
I could definitely see that. Schizophrenic.
that. And, nothing negative about that.
I
She
mean,
does suffer from
if
that,
it's
but
if it's well managed and medicated.
right, right, yeah. There's nothing. I think her reactions were erratic, and I can see that associated with someone who might have that. So yeah, I can kind of see that the way that she reacts in situations, like the way that she said that Victoria hated her just based on a look on her
Hmm.
face. That's erratic. You can't just decide someone hates you because you don't like the way that they look
I
towards you.
mean,
Like
I
that.
personally think that all of that would have been resolved if he would have just broke her off a little something, something, and just hit it once when she got there, and then told her, "Listen, I don't want to hit it again because I think we should be
Oh,
married." I think she would have.
so you think that what's the word? She was
Yeah, yeah.
frustrated.
She went all the way over there to get that. Remember, that was her main, all she spoke about. And she sees him and she hugs him and
Well,
this. And then in her defense, she's saying that he led her on through the text messages and the video chats or whatever, that they were going to have a sexual relationship when she got there. So,
and he did admit that he did.
yeah,
He
he
did
did
admit
admit that he
that
did.
he did.
So, I mean, he changed his mind after she got there. It's not like she flew you know, to another state or drove a couple miles. She flew halfway across the world, and now you don't want to have sex?
But see, that draws me to another question. Just because she flew all the way there, is she entitled to
Yeah, no,
sex? Because, like, say for
no, I'm not saying that.
instance, you're going on a first date, right? You're going on a first date with a new person, and they live 2 hours away. So since they're driving 2 hours to you, they're not entitled to
Oh, of
sex
course
because they're
not.
driving.
But
Well, right.
that's what frustrated her. Like she didn't have the mentality to understand that things change, your beliefs change. But I think that he should have communicated to her before her arrival that his beliefs had changed and now he wanted to wait till marriage before having sex. Maybe
Hmm.
she would have changed
Yeah.
her mind and not made the trip.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
So I can
I
see
agree
her
with you 100%.
frustration. I mean, but if she really did love him, she'll understand and say, well, you know what? You're right. Let's just wait, till we get married. And, it's not going to make a difference. We waited this long. We'll wait a little bit longer.
I just think that Kara should send Renee one of her sex toys.
But she was down bad. She was down bad. She was going to cut somebody in the house.
Well, yeah, I was afraid for
I
everyone
was,
in that room.
I mean, the sister showed restraint. I think the producers probably told the sister, hold on to this baby, because if we let your hands free, this is gonna be a mess. So we got to keep your hands occupied so you can't grab this woman. So they made her carry
No,
that baby and said, hold that baby because some shit about to go down.
I'm just I'm just gonna say, I was raised in a house with black women, and you don't speak this way to black women in their own home. Like, I'm just gonna
Hmm.
get that.
She
Okay,
pushed.
I'm
She
just gonna
pushed
put.
all the buttons. She pushed all the buttons.
Yeah, there's no way, because I was like, I'm fearful for her safety now, because I was like, she's yelling and screaming and cussing at this woman in her home
Did she
after
call
this
her
woman.
girl? She said something.
Yes,
She said
yeah, like I
Mm.
was
something
now
girl.
Like I
for the
also so sorry to be like crowbar this in, but like it was disrespectful the way Renee would like stick her hands into
Yeah,
Chitty's
putting her
face.
hands in people's faces and stuff like that. Like she was loose cannon. So I'm thinking, you know what? They probably saw a side of her that they couldn't control and just cut her loose and said, you know what? Just we can't have you at the tell-all on stage because other cast members are going to challenge you like they do, and we
yep.
can't afford for you to. Even though
Hmm.
that will make awesome television. So maybe that's
Oh
what
yeah, but
TLC is looking for.
the last
TLC is looking for a place where they can let that shit go down.
the last person that showed up to a tell-all that was unhinged was
Was
Angela
Angela?
Deem, and I think they're being proactive. They're like, well, we are still suffering backlash, and I'm pretty sure they probably lost promotional money, ads, advertising money, from this situation. So they're probably like, we don't want another person exactly like
Hmm.
showing up at the next tell all. So they're probably like, let's just be proactive. Because you know how the reality world, we will cancel somebody, and then 2 years later, we will pretend like they never got canceled, and they can go
Exactly.
and hope.
But
So they're just like,
TLC is looking for a place where their tell-alls could be like the Real Housewives tell-alls or the baddies where hear the hair pulling and snatching and shade being thrown back and forth, and the host is asking the right questions to get the fight started, stirring the pot. Because Sean just sits there and doesn't stir the pot. They need somebody to stir the pot, so that's gonna make for the TV because that's what everybody's watching now. People love that
yeah,
the Real Housewives attacking each other in restaurants. People are eating that shit up.
But by the way, I know
yeah.
it's like it's not this is random. Is Renee's last name like Martinez or something? Is she like Hispanic or something, or or is she white?
Please don't say Martinez.
Is it? It's I
I
swear somebody said it was
Please
like
don't,
Martinez.
please don't say Martinez. please,
Hold
please don't say
don't know.
Martinez.
That
on.
I have not seen.
Please don't
Oh,
say
let me
Martinez.
Google
Hold on.
real quick. Hold on.
Please don't say
Why?
Martinez.
Hold on. Let's do some
Oh God,
live
please no.
sleuthing. It's like,
Oh God, please no. I mean, I've known to have a couple kooks in my family here and there, but not that we. Yeah,
I've
well, we do
I have
have one like that.
yeah, I have a lot of cooks in
Yeah,
my
we always
family.
there's always that one that needs to be tied down and medicated for a family gathering.
true. Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to see, but I don't see anything for sure.
I actually had two at the wedding, but I made sure that they were on their best behavior, and we're gonna behave. We're gonna behave. We're not gonna drink. We're not gonna drink. You know, and well, one thing led to another. At least they had a good time though. They were dancing and everybody had a good time because it usually can go
Oh,
two ways. It could be happy drunk or violent drunk.
okay. It's not Martinez. It's Fernandez.
Oh, okay. Oof, oof. Gotcha.
So
Because
wait,
Papa, let me tell you
no,
something. Papa was a Rolling Stone, so I got a lot.
well,
I got a lot of them out there.
no offense, but she doesn't look like a Martinez to
What does he look
me.
like? A Fernandez?
Nah, she looks like a Smith or
Yeah, yeah,
Jones
she looks like a
or
Smith or
yeah,
like a
yeah,
Wilkinson. Just kidding.
yeah. So if that was the case, I was gonna be a little shocked because I was like, really? I didn't see that at
And
all.
Well, you should be
I don't
shocked because
see.
it's Fernandez. Ain't no fuck-
Maybe by
Well,
marriage.
wait,
Maybe by marriage.
what name is Fernandez? What nationality is
Fernandez
Fernandez? Is that
is a Latino Hispanic last name. Fernandez.
yeah, yeah.
uh,
Yeah,
see? I don't that. You're right. It has to be by
it has to
marriage.
be by
It has to
marriage
be.
because
There's
I don't
no
see a drop of it anywhere near her.
well,
Mm.
like I know my Hispanic women, they can cook in the kitchen. They can throw down. She's like, I make canned food and frozen hot pockets. I just don't. I'm sorry, no. That's
You
not.
saw
If
the
she's gonna
brother's face where she said canned soup and hot pockets.
Oh yeah.
no, there's no way. It has to be by marriage. I
Yeah,
don't
it
know
was
very
by marriage, and
women.
the poor guy probably is in hiding in a witness protection program somewhere. The father of those kids, because whew, she's a handful. She was a handful. When she was at that chicken market, I knew it was gonna pop off when she saw how they killed the chickens over there.
Hmm.
Well, the weird part is she knows that they kill chickens because she eats chicken. Like the whole thing it just struck me as
It
odd because
struck me as odd, very odd.
well, yeah, she reminded me of like a child.
I,
Like I remember when I was really young, we took a trip to like the dairy farm. I remember I was like, I don't know, third grade, second grade, and I realized then that they slaughtered
That
animals,
happened to me.
and I was
That happened to me in my
right,
first trip to DR. I was 10.
really,
I was 10 years old. My mother took me on my first trip, and she sent me with my cousin to the market to get a chicken. She said, go with your cousin to buy the chicken. So we walk down the street, and there's a kiosk. Everybody's lined up, and they chickens, chickens, chickens. And when I saw what what happened next to the chicken, I kid you not, it took me a long time before I could eat chicken. I couldn't eat chicken.
yeah, I was
Could
like
not eat
that.
chicken after that.
I didn't want to eat anything that came from a cow because I don't know why they thought it was smart to take little kids to a dairy farm and then well they showed us how they got milk from cows and what they fed them, but then they told us about the slaughtering aspect, and for a while I was what's the word, traumatized,
Yeah, because in
like
DR they had this method. They got the two methods. They just chop the head off, or they ring it around. They
Hmm.
take the chicken by the neck and ring it
oh
around.
Yeah, and then the
no
butcher like kills the pig in the morning in the DR.
Yep. And then they butcher the pig, all of
no
that. Trust me,
that's
that's something you don't want to see.
that's
As a
how
child, you don't want to see that.
that's how Renee reacted in the market
Yeah,
on
but
the
she's
show, and it
old
just
enough
struck
to
me as
know that that's a third world country.
right,
That's a third world country. They don't have they don't
right.
they're gonna cook it fresh. They're gonna kill it and cook it fresh right there. They don't have refrigeration to keep it,
I mean,
in an aisle. You gotta kill it and buy it right there.
we still do some of that here though. Like if you go to Red Lobster, a lot of people, you can pick your lobster in the little tank in the front. They still do it not as blatant, like they're not going to boil it in front of you.
Mm.
But she had to have been overreacting because there's no way that at her age with two kids and this far in life she didn't realize that people are slaughtering animals. I learned that
Like
a really
when she in Nigeria when she went all batshit crazy over that scene, she had to have a giant body like a security guard like behind her, knowing that he would have her back if she got jumped. Right.
well, yeah, I think that production had to with the scene, and I think that they antagonized her.
And
They wanted him to show that he was going to use. Like I think they antagonized her a little bit to get that out of her.
I
Yeah,
think
but
that they
I'm just saying she acted up knowing that like there's a guy that has her back if she gets like beat up or
no,
something.
I think she didn't care. I think I think she seriously was willing to fight.
Well, no, Captain, I think you're right. I think that because she was declaring to fight
Yeah,
everybody in Chidi's
she
house.
wasn't scared. She wasn't
So
scared to fight. She didn't care what happened. She that's why they didn't invite her to the tunnel, because they know security is not going to contain her. They know that she's a loose cannon. That she's one of those people that She don't care if she's gonna lose. She's still gonna fight. You know?
Yeah, right. I think you're right. I think she's one of those people that picks a fight with people and has no fighting skills. But she'll still pick the fight.
Yeah,
And then after
Mm.
her ass, they'll call the police on
yeah.
them. I
She
think
goes.
the
It's a coin toss. Either I'm gonna win or I'm gonna lose. But I'm gonna fight.
yeah, I think you're
And they
right.
can't have that because they need you under control. And then when we say stop, stop, whatever. But I really do think she was gonna hit that Chidi's sister. I really do think she was gonna. The way she was putting her hands in her face and stuff, I was like, you know what? This lady, if there was no cameras around, there'll be a brawl in this room.
So you're saying like her behavior doesn't change whether there's cameras or security or anything. She's a
No, she
wackadoodle
does.
either way.
Yeah,
No, because look at how she acts
Hmm.
online. It's erratic, or not erotic. What am I talking about? It's
Hmm.
erratic. It's very erratic. Like the way that she types it out and calling his heart black as his skin and calling him charcoal and tar. Like no, I think that her actions and then the way that she writes stuff
Hmm.
online, they align with each
Yeah.
other. I feel like I see the behavior even in her writing.
Yeah.
yeah. She's she's probably one of those people that practices witchcraft and all of that stuff and believes in weird shit.
Mm.
Yeah, because all that earth, I don't know. She just comes across as a real odd bird.
True. Are we done? Well, go
Oh,
ahead,
hold on. Have y'all noticed that Josh has disappeared online?
Josh.
Josh from away.
I.
He used to be very
Mhm.
active, and now I haven't in a while. Have y'all seen him lately?
Crazy eyes?
Yeah, Josh Lego
Oh,
guy.
that's the crazy guy. Yeah.
I mean, I feel he replies. He replies a lot, but he hasn't replied to me in a while. But yeah.
Well, yeah, I DM'd him back the other day, nothing, and then I tagged him in. I showed him. I had a screenshot of some Legos that I was thinking of
Mm.
buying, and I tagged him, nothing. And then I checked all his socials. He hasn't been around for like a while, and
Yeah.
I'm like, what happened
I.
to him?
I know
Where'd
some
he
of
go?
his DMs got leaked, so he's probably like felt burnt off that or something.
Wait, what? So wait, what's the T there? What were the DMs about?
Like I think it was about like, for example, d- Lily's daughter is the one that bought the house, but we kind of knew that.
Oh yeah, we had already put that
Yeah.
together. So nice to
Yeah. I
right.
forget, but it was a little bit of shade toward Lily and stuff, but I don't know.
Oh, okay. So wait, do you think that they're still together?
They can't possibly be.
I don't know. I mean, I feel
They
like he's
can't
kind of
possibly be.
his maniacal colors are appearing, but I don't know. I was the one who
No.
So
reported. I said that he's back here, but then he was convincing me that he's still in China. So I don't know. I'm not really confident on their relationship.
I'm not either. So when he was talking crazy to Vivian, and he was like, "I don't really care what you think, and I have no relationship with you." What did that do with you? Because it kind of showed me a different side of him, and I don't know how I felt about it. Because when he was just like, "I don't care about,"
Yeah, well, no. When he said, "Well, the lady was dead to me," you post that somebody's
oh,
dead,
yeah,
and then people are like, "Oh my god, your girlfriend died. My girlfriend died." Well, actually, she's dead to me, but she's not dead. But the post is that the girl died. That's
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 crazy.
that's a little bit creepy, for somebody to post something like that.
Well, yeah, it means that you want to avoid explaining the situation to the point
Yeah,
that
but
you're
to say
saying that they're
somebody's
dead.
dead,
Mm.
Yeah.
Like I know he's been complaining about the edit that he's receiving, but either way, edit or not, he's coming across like a hothead every single episode.
yeah.
Yeah, he snapped on Lily and her daughter in this past episode. It showed a totally more aggressive side
Yeah.
because the very like passive aggressive towards. I mean, no, he was just aggressive towards Vivian.
He comes across like an actor that auditioned for that part, and he's just reading lines. Like his eyes, he
Really?
has that blank look on his face. Like that midlife crisis. I want to be an actor, so I'm gonna audition for a show. It's just expressionless, like monotone expressionless. No matter what they put him in, they put him in a costume, they dressed him up, nothing. He has the same look on his face and the same tone.
So let's address the fact that the other woman Vivian said that she was Vietnamese. So do you guys think that it's like a fetish for women
Mhm.
of a certain extent, or do you think it's just
No, yeah,
random?
he's definitely one of those white guys that loves the Asian women.
Yeah, fetish, Asian
Oh,
fetish.
like David from David and Annie. You
Hmm.
know, he definitely
They,
a woman of Asian
yeah.
Yeah.
descent.
No,
There's nothing
quick,
wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that.
quick. Now that you mentioned David and Annie, I don't want to go to the subject. Did Annie have the baby?
Not that I
I
know of. She just had a baby
no,
shower.
she had. I saw a
Are,
post that she had a
are,
baby.
are we talking about you talking about like
Annie from Annie and David.
not the one in Florida?
Hold
No, no, not Robert and
no.
David
Okay.
and
Oh
Annie.
yeah.
Okay.
Hold on. I'm gonna check right now. Give me a.
It said she had a baby, and then another one was coming, and I was like, wait a minute, how is the one baby out, but the other one got to staying longer? I keep forgetting to
Um, the
save these
last thing
clips.
I posted 2 days ago was her baby shower.
Annie from David,
Yeah, Annie
Yeah,
Tabrowski.
see, that's what happens when you don't have Instagram.
but I saw
Yeah,
on here that she had a baby,
her,
Nah, you're wrong.
baby girl. I'm
Nah.
no,
gonna start screenshotting. I'm gonna start screenshotting.
Okay.
no, she's not even really showing at this
Yeah.
point. There's
Yeah,
no
yeah,
chance.
you're off, Cap. No offense.
I'm gonna show. Tomorrow. I'm gonna look for it and send it to you guys.
Uh,
It,
true.
she had a
Well,
baby.
you got to go on Facebook. Facebook, they blatantly
Oh yeah,
post
Facebook is
false.
all bullshit.
No, I don't go. I don't even have
Yeah, so
Facebook.
oh, okay, because yeah, don't like the other day I saw a post that said that Jamal and Veronica were back together and they were getting married. Like they just post blatant fake
Did you see
lies
the
on
pictures
Facebook.
of Danielle and Johan naked?
Mhm.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah, let's react. Okay, so she posted the pictures and called it art. And I guess they're back together now, or I think in the post she was saying that they weren't back together, but you know, when you're laying butt naked on somebody, you're kind of together, right? Like I don't know any other way to explain that. And a lot of people are saying that it's a thirsty act because remember she kept going live, I don't know, almost a year ago and saying that he was abusive and he hurt her
Mm-hmm.
and he
Yep.
lied,
Yep. Yep.
and, and now she's literally
Naked on top of him.
butt
Of, of
him.
course,
So a lot of people,
with a tummy tuck that she probably had in DR at a discounted rate.
I mean,
I mean,
a lot.
was that just to promote her? That was just to promote her OnlyFans, basically, right?
Everything that she does is promoting her
Yeah.
OnlyFans. I think, as far as I know, everything that she does is a promotion for her OnlyFans, which is so confusing because are there people that want to see her naked? And if so, can we examine what's wrong with them?
You know what? I'm gonna get an OnlyFans just so I could troll it up. No, to apply to OnlyFans with it and troll around and start looking for all these people
Hmm.
and,
But
and post them and see what's going on.
by the way, can we back up on Josh real quick?
Oh yeah, so what?
Like, I have screenshots that I never posted, even though it's probably like worthy of a post. But like he's been replying to like people on Twitter, and I screenshotted some of them. Do you want to read a couple things?
Yeah, yeah.
Wait, are
He
these
replies to Twitters. Yeah,
Are these what?
he
are these recent?
Let me see. It was like a week ago,
Oh, okay,
but
okay.
it's like
Yeah,
it's
let's see it.
worthy
Let's
of
see.
a post. I just didn't post it. But meaning it's like it's still good. It's just I didn't post it. But so he was like tweeting to someone. Like it wasn't like his own tweet. He was replying to someone. So let me read it real quick. This is in response to a fan. He says, I support every cast member that has spoken up about our filming process. Unfortunately, most don't believe it because they may not like that cast member that speaks the truth. Then he says, the show doesn't care about abuse. They create drama and love it. If she's uninvited, it's because she's speaking the truth about the filming. I think that's in reference to Statler. Even then, I don't see them not having. Oh, no, actually, wait. Actually,
to Rayne,
I'm not sure if I was talking about Renee.
Rayne,
That was
Renee.
about
Yeah,
Renee. Yeah, yeah. I think it's
yeah.
about Renee. It says the show doesn't care about abuse. They create drama and love it. If she's uninvited, it's because she's speaking the truth about the filming. Even then, I don't see them not having her on. That's in reference to Renee. And then one last thing he says, in response to a fan, he says, I get it. I just try to tell the truth without breaking NDA. I can't even show my life after filming, which is ages ago. I'm told I have to let people believe the story they created down our life. maybe meant about her, the created about our life. I make weekly videos on TikTok after each episode, filling in missing info. So that's what he said. I don't know.
Oh.
Huh. Guess he's complaining about, how they edited him, which is funny because I thought that he didn't look well until this episode this week. I didn't think he looked horrible. But at this point, the way that he talked to Lily's daughter, and I'm wondering if this is why he disappeared from social media, because after that episode aired, he stopped answering DMs, he stopped replying to people, he's not online anymore. I wonder if the backlash from that episode is worse than he anticipated, maybe.
Hmm. Okay, and then I have those DMs that leak too.
Oh yeah, let's hear the DMs. How far back is this from?
I don't know when it's from, but you want to read them to
Who
you?
to? Was it to
Huh?
you? Was it to you or somebody else?
It's to well, the person I think that posted it is your favorite YouTuber. You know who?
Oh, that
Yeah.
dude. Oh,
So
okay.
should I still read it?
No, you can read it. I don't care. He steals our content all the time. You can steal his.
Okay, so here's some of the DMs. It says, I don't understand how people don't see she's fake. Her eyes and even how I'm not sure exactly who she's talking about, but I'm just gonna read it. Okay, I don't understand how people don't see she's fake. Her eyes and even how she poses for camera says it all. She uses the show as a platform to make herself believe she's right. I think as a reference to Lily. Um, I never talk bad about exes or her publicly, but she wants to show the world I'm a bad person and she's perfect. She feeds off these people showing hate towards me. Eventually, I'll come out and talk about how the house is in her daughter's name, how she started renovations when she was dating another man, and things like that. She does everything for the show. She only cares about money and how people see her. And then he says, this is all about Lily. She freaked out about my video I posted. Well, actually, every time I do, she hates I defend myself and explain the scene, but I never put her down. I just admit my mistakes and share my growth. She doesn't like that. She'll make it ugly on social media. She'll want to be the victim and make me the villain. Um, yes, for example, she was always breaking up with me, so I dated a girl before we met. She was also dating a guy. That's when she started the renovations. When her and her daughter talked about the Vietnamese girl in the promo, you will see me coming up talking about the guy she dated. That's who she did it for. So feel free to start watching my social media closely. I won't be holding back and protecting her for much longer.
Oh no, they're definitely not together. They're definitely not
Yeah.
together. That's hate. That's like a hate post. Like he's pissed.
Oh. We
And
didn't.
I'll give him. Let me give him credit anyway. That's from Moving Mad. Anyway,
Oh.
Well, no, that guy is a evil snake. Like he literally purposely DMs people and gets them
mm,
riled up, and then
yeah,
screenshots and screen records it so he can use it against
true.
them.
But
But
okay,
yeah,
but yeah,
he
based on those
We,
DMs, it's obvious that he's probably not with Lily, right?
absolutely not. There's no chance they're still together. And I'm pretty sure me and you were pretty
Hmm.
sure that they weren't together until he started trying to tell us otherwise. But no, I don't think they're.
Yeah, I mean, I went as far as to say, just based off premonition, that he's like that they're broken up and he's back. He's either about to move or he's soon to move, or he is here that he's moving back to the United States.
I fully agree. I
Yeah,
fully
and then he
agree.
tried to do like a full court public relations press to like change our mind and shit.
Yeah, and I think that he doesn't want it to make it seem like that he tipped anybody off because the NDA violation
he
could
he might
result in money.
he might also be one of the uninvited to the tunnel.
True, true.
Though I think
Right?
they
Yeah.
filmed it already, right?
Oh,
For
did
the
they?
other way, yeah.
Oh, okay, good. Okay, good. Oh no, you know what? I knew that because Statler tried to show up that weekend and they wouldn't let
Yeah.
her in. No, I knew that. Yeah, Statler showed up in New
Mhm.
York and tried to go to the tell-all. Isn't that what we
Yeah,
heard?
well, like, kind
Yeah.
of, but either way, she films. Supposedly, she filmed content with the cast members, like on her own, independently.
Yeah, not in the
So
Yeah.
she's
tell-all,
gonna
but
be
yeah,
a
she
part of the tunnel.
No. She's not a part of the tell
no,
but she's like just did independent videos for herself, her own social media.
yeah, she
Oh, so
crashed.
she's not on the tunnel. She's not gonna be on stage.
Yeah.
Right. The other cast members told her when it was, and she just flew there independently, and they met up after,
Uh,
and she was able.
are
But
they
yeah,
gonna
it's
air? They're
but
gonna
it's
air her stuff, her content?
on her social media
No,
on her own.
Oh,
but I'm pretty sure TLC is done with her.
Yeah.
yeah,
They don't
yeah.
they tell you to come to something, they're pretty much done with you. They don't,
Oh.
because a lot of people thought they would work with Larissa again. They really are just done with
But
Larissa.
but they really canned Larissa for her OnlyFans page, and now everybody has an OnlyFans page.
Yeah, she's too ahead of her time.
Yeah,
yeah, you're right.
I find that
They,
hypocritical because she was a good villain, you know.
Well, now
But
she's on House of Villains.
yeah, but then they
well,
found out she had an OnlyFans page, and they're like, oh, that's it, she's out.
the okay, so the gripe was it wasn't that she had an OnlyFans. It actually was a Cam Soda page.
Oh, she
Like a
was
live
Like,
streaming.
like a porn, like
yeah,
porn.
but that was ripe in itself. That was a violation of the contract she signed. But the issue was in her bio of her Cam Soda page, it said Larissa from TLC's 90 Day Fiance, which you're not allowed to use their name of their show or the channel in anything you do, even if you're doing an
Mhm.
appearance. If you're endorsing an item, you can just be
The reality
I'm
star.
this star. So their technicality was they fired her because she violated the use of their
Mm,
name in the, so not necessarily that it was a porn site. It was more so that you're not allowed to use their name in anything that doesn't have to do with
yeah.
them. But no, you're 100% right. It was because of it was a porn site, but they used the technicality to get her out of her
Oh,
contract. And
Mm. Do you want to? Should I go to a new topic?
yeah. I think
Did you
we're
see?
good.
I'm mainly going to this one just so I don't forget it. But did you see the preview for next Sunday's episode where Lauren and Faith are like talking, and then they realize they're like both bottoms,
I did
which is
see
kind of
that. Yeah,
funny.
it's actually hilarious because I was watching it and they were both like they were just looking at each other and they were like we were both waiting for somebody to stick it in. I'm like, what do people talk about? Right? Like, because like, obviously straight couples they don't need to talk about this. Like, obviously you know your role, but like when you're in these types of relationships, y'all need to have conversations, right? Like who does what? Like I'm pretty sure,
Yeah, I feel.
um, if it's men, somebody is going to bring up who does what. And if it's two women, you would ask, like, well, what do you like to do? Do you like toys? Do you like this? Why do people not have these
Yeah,
conversations?
no, that's weird because like the stories I've heard, like just from when I would listen to like Howard Stern show, but like because he has a lot of like gay producers on the show, but like if they go on Grinder, I'm sure like within the first 5 minutes on Grinder, you know who's like a top and a bottom.
yeah, but didn't Lauren have a post with somebody? He had tweeted something, same thing about explicit sexual content about him and another man. Remember, he had posted
I
something
mean,
like that,
on
retweeted.
our podcast, we knew a bunch of explicit
Yeah, he had
sexual
put
content with
something
a man.
about. Yeah, he said something about a man, and again, I am going to screenshot everything I see from now on. I was like, okay, so he's the bottom because if he said this and this and that, that means that he's the bottom. But now I'm confused, you know.
I feel
But of
like
course,
Well, no,
Faith is the
well,
more
I think
feminine role, so she's the bottom.
well, I mean, well, Lauren replied to my tweet because I was kind of goofing on it. I said, "Was he like?" I said,
Oh
is he a
yeah,
nimble top or a
I
bottom
saw that
feeder or a
tweet.
gross bottom?" And then he said, "You don't need to get technical about it. I'm a verse, which I think means like versatile or something."
Yeah, I thought, well, if they play a feminine role and a masculine role, that the feminine is the receiver and the other one is the pitcher, the catcher and the pitcher. But it seems like in his relationship with her, he's willing to
I think
pitch
he's
and
like he's a
catch.
switch or a
Yeah,
verse, but
switch
I think he'll
switch.
I'm
I think he'll fuck anything with a
I'm
pulse
just
in any
really,
which way.
I'm just really impressed with y'all's knowledge of the terms because I'm like sitting here learning a lot. I'm just very
Well,
impressed because I know that. So I'm just
well,
like,
we're
okay,
professionals,
now,
professional broadcasters.
yeah, yeah. Right? I'm just like, whoa, I didn't know what the verse meant. And you're like, I'm like in class. I'm like, okay, it's right.
It's the learning
This will be,
channel, George.
right.
Duh.
This will be up. Pay attention. I was like, okay, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought that Lauren would be the pitcher because he wants to be with a trans woman.
Mhm.
But I guess it's a closed way of thinking to think that the person who is taking on the feminine role wants to be the receiver. I think that might be closed minded because I think now being LGBTQ doesn't mean like you can't really assume that one's a feminine versus not feminine. But I think that it's very possible that because I'm watching like different shows where there's like different gay cast members, and a lot of times they'll mention like which one's the receiver or the giver, and a lot of times it's very uncharacteristic. Like the person who will say they're at the bottom, it's very uncharacteristic. They're like this huge buff guy, and it's like so I'm beginning to think that you can't really look at people and tell that anymore.
Well, with Lauren, anything's possible. So he
Mhm.
yeah, Lauren will be the bottom, the top, the side, under, over, with wherever they put him, because anything
Yeah.
goes with that guy.
Yeah, the yeast infection
Yeah,
could be anywhere.
yeah. I don't think. I mean, actually, watching the show, I don't think that I felt that Lauren was ever the more masculine. I don't know any of his other
Did
people
you
that he
did you
dated,
see
but I'm
the
just
pictures that somebody posted of him carrying a baby, his baby,
no. I
There's a
saw it.
that
video.
I
I
tweeted? No, somebody posted a picture of him carrying
Oh.
his baby, his child,
Oh, I think
and
sarcasm
and
posted that, right?
I put, how does he look like he looks like the mother and the father at the same time. You got to see that
he
picture.
did.
That was no, that was a cap. That was a funny line.
Yeah, he did. He had the feminine and masculine look all at the same time, and I was just like, this is crazy. But oh, did you see the one post that went out today that outlined his divorce
Mm.
decree where it said that he was at first it was like 100 and something bucks for per kid for child support, and then a few years later it was modified and it went up to like three something. Now it's at like 800 and something a
Mm.
month. Did y'all see that
Yeah,
today?
I saw that. By the way, random crowbar, but like sidebar is I did see that. I saw it on Alexa Pomegranate's page. But you
Yeah.
know what's funny though of her page? Oh, whoa, why is I said I said the A word. Hold on a second. Hold on, I gotta unplug my you know what. Oh, my Alexa went off, y'all. Sorry.
Oh
Okay,
yeah,
sorry,
yeah,
I just
yeah.
unplugged it. But the anyway, no, this is a random thing. So Alexa Pomegranate, she's like a content creator. But here's the funny part, because I think I promoted her a couple of her posts on my stories recently, and then a bunch of people like texted Liz, and they said because we're tight, so people texted Liz and say, "Hey, is that Shabooty's like burner account? Is
What?
Alexa Pomegranate's Shabooty's burner account?" And I was like, "What the fuck? No, not really. Just because I promoted it once."
Wait, they think that you're Alexa Pomegranate? That's
Yeah.
crazy. Why would they do
I don't
that?
know. It's stupid. It's like what I spend enough time on my page. Why would I do two pages?
Well, you post tea on your page. Why would you
Yeah.
need
Yeah, that
a
doesn't
burner
make it doesn't make
page?
sense. Yeah, I don't know. It's stupid.
Yeah, weird. That's totally weird. I don't know why people's minds are so strange these
I think they're
days.
just shocked that I promote like another account. It's like
Well,
heaven forbid I'm
I
kind
was
to another smaller account.
gonna say though, you're very particular of who you
Yeah.
promote. So maybe they were thrown off by you promoting another account because
Yeah.
usually it's your
Yeah. Yeah.
content. So I was like, they probably were like, oh well, he wouldn't be promoting just some random creator. So this is like a persona that he uses to release tea or whatever. It could be
Uh,
that because when people don't promote other people very often, when you do
mhm.
see it, you question like, so why are you promoting this person all of a
True.
sudden?
Yeah. So anyway, that was a random sidebar. But anyway, so I did see the thing you're talking about, the story with the increase in the child support.
Well, yeah,
How
it's
many
like
children he
it's like eight
has?
Two.
children, two children, and it's like four something per child now. So it's like $800 or close to $900 a month. And it said that his last reported income was $2,496 a month. and it said that the wife was never awarded spousal support. It was just child support from the beginning. Oh, and it said that they had temporary restraining orders against each other during the proceedings in the beginning of the process.
I did have that tea. I just never really posted about it, but I did know about that. Yeah.
Did you? Why? Okay, so why didn't you post
I
it?
I
Was
think
it
it was
like
just the court documents that I had. Somebody sent me the court documents that said all that. I think it was, but that was the same time that I discovered her video of the ex-wife, and the video was juicier than like a court document. So I kind of didn't bother with the court documents. I think I was just like, when you find a bunch of tea at the same time, and you're like, I only pick the best thing.
well, court documents? Let's remember this is going back to like
Yeah,
2013, or it was a really long time ago. So it maybe even before that. So it's like I don't really think court documents or tea. I feel like that's old news. Sometimes it's more interesting to see more recent
yeah.
stuff.
But anyway, yeah, I saw all that. So
Oh, so there was another picture of the TJ Maxx experience with Lauren that you posted. It was him and I think two fans or maybe
yeah,
three
well, yeah, I
fans. I
think
don't remember what.
it was a husband and wife. It was a couple basically with him.
So like I'm beginning to think he might start charging. Like he like a little meet and greet. You meet him in the in the beauty section. You form a
Mhm.
line, and then it's like $20 for a selfie because like he's really blowing up at the TJ
Yeah, I mean, I
Maxx.
guess when you put your cell phone and your address and your work address, and you're gonna start running into fans.
Wait, address? Is he posting his
Well,
address now?
at least he's posting the TJ Maxx location. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, you're right. He is. Like, I'm surprised that he hasn't gotten in trouble for doing that at the job yet.
Mhm.
Because I'm pretty sure you can't be promoting stuff at a building that you don't own. Like I can't imagine that they're okay with it. But
I
again,
feel like I don't know if he posted it, but I feel like I read that his manager's okay with it.
really, also it's like a baby girl Lisa situation
Yeah.
where they had their sign in front said "Come inside and meet baby girl
I mean,
Lisa."
yeah,
So
I don't
like,
know if corporate would be a fan, but as far as his direct superior, I guess they don't care.
huh? That sounds like a cool manager. That's the type of manager I would need because I'm late all the time. So I would need a cool manager.
True. I mean, he's working it, so I guess he's smart because yeah, it's. I mean, he's the one I'm probably posting the most about. So whatever he's doing is working.
Yeah, he's constantly putting content out there for us to use. So he's definitely staying um relevant,
Mhm.
which is it's hard when there's other cast members. You're competing with the other people that people see every week. He's definitely keeping his name fresh at the top.
True. Um, okay, this is a different topic. So I'm trying to get Mark McGrath on our show. He's of Sugar Ray fame. So do you want me to
So
tell you what he said?
what a link with the show and Mark? Does he watch 90 Day Fiance?
I know he watches it. I know he's a 90 Day Fiance fan. I don't know if he's like up to date. Like I don't know if he's watching like the newest before the 90 days, for example. S-
Okay, so let's hear what
So
he
anyway,
said.
I'm trying to get him on the podcast because I've known him for a long time, and I've actually interviewed him before in the past, even in person. But anyway, so let me pull up what he said. He said, let me give him a second. So anyway, I'll just read what he said. But he's because I basically invited him on the podcast, and I told him like when we record, and then he basically replied back. He said, sounds fun, my brother. Been cool watching you blow up. Let's circle back on the next season. Hope all is well. So
Oh, season. So yeah, he's not
y-
watching this
yeah, so
season.
he needs to like catch up.
Well, video of him performing like yesterday. Like I don't remember where it was, but he was literally on stage performing like yesterday. So he's probably just on tour or something.
Probably, yeah. I feel like yeah, he's like always running around on tour and he does a lot of corporate gigs too. So yes,
Yeah, I think I told y'all about
yeah,
my
yeah.
interaction with him.
You told me, man, you didn't have a good one, but then I'm adamant that he's a good guy. So
Yeah, yeah, it's fine. I'm not mad. It would be cool to have him on. I've always been, I liked Sugar Ray. I've been a fan, so I think it would be really cool to have him on. I would love to hear like his perspective of 90 Day too. Like I love to hear like random people's
Mhm.
opinions of things that I like. I think that would be really
Yeah, yeah. I
interesting.
basically told him I was like, if you're not, I didn't say like if you're not up to date, but I just said like you could always come on and we could talk about the greatest hits, which would be like Big Ed and Angela. We could talk about the main players.
You know who's also a big 90 Day fan? Rihanna.
Yeah,
Uh,
Yeah, she is.
Rihanna's a big.
yeah.
I'd
She
love to
slides
get.
in Angela's DMs.
Yeah. I'd love to get her views on the show. See what she's thinking. Yeah.
Yeah, I like to hear what people's favorite couple is. So, like Rihanna, for
Mhm.
instance, I would love to hear who she watches the show for. Like, I would freaking love that.
Yeah, I'm always fascinated of just like even if like I'll be curious to know like how much minutia they know, like how much of the like it's obviously they would know like Big Ed, but I'll be excited to know like do they know like Lauren or do they know like the minor lesser players? You know what I mean?
I mean, I don't know because I know that a lot of the celebrities got hooked during COVID,
Hmm.
but celebrities are busy people. So it's like I don't know, like if they're gonna be current. Like for instance, Mark's probably not current because he's touring like
Hmm.
crazy. But during COVID, you couldn't do that. So they had all this time to learn about the couples and watch the show and get accustomed to everything. So yeah, I would love to know when they started watching it, what was that couple that stood out to them that they were like, oh, I gotta watch
Hmm.
this. Like I gotta watch the next episode. This is crazy. Like I would love
Yeah,
to
and
know
I
that.
apparently yeah Drake's a fan, right? Because he was trying to slide in Chantal's DMs.
Okay, so yeah, that the sliding into her DMs was not true, apparently, but he liked a post of
Oh,
hers.
okay.
That's the thing. So yeah, he didn't actually slide into her DMs, but he liked a post of hers.
Oh, so that was a tall tale of him trying to holler in the DMs.
Yeah,
Of course.
it
Of
wasn't.
course, it was
Was
to big her up. But now that she's changed her face so dramatically, I'm sure he won't recognize her if he saw her post again. So he won't be sliding into no DMs no time soon.
yeah, I'm very
She has
disappointed,
altered
and
her looks terribly, terribly.
yeah, I don't
I,
like it. I
I
don't
don't
like it
like
at
it
all.
at all. I don't like it at all.
She control, as far as we know, I still to this day think her boobs might be fake, but she
I
says they're not.
agree. I agree.
Mhm.
Nobody can
They're just
convince
too.
me otherwise. Nobody can convince
I'm
me
sorry,
otherwise.
too big. No girl with that tiny little figure, and
Mhm.
I mean,
and she's super.
It's not impossible to have big boobs and a rack like that, but they kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and you know what I'm saying.
Mhm.
And my conspiracy theory is she went to DR to get the boobs done and everything like that, and that's when she met Pedro out there. Because she said she needed a translator or whatever. That's how that all came about with that whole 90 Day Fiance, her meeting Pedro. But she was definitely in the DR getting work done because those boobs kept growing every season. They grew more.
I mean, is how is the DR's plastic surgery scene though?
The DR is one of the leaders in plastic in cheap plastic.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I don't. I don't like the idea of cheap stuff because I've seen the people die from like BBLs and
No,
stuff.
they
So
have the highest
she just
rate. They have the highest mortality rate for the plastic surgery deaths in DR. That because it's the cheapest, and you know what? When you pay cheap, you take a higher risk. But these women don't care. You want to pay $3,000 for something that might cost you 15. You're gonna go 20 quack, and there's a higher mortality rate in DR. But it's the mecca. It's the mecca, the cheaper mecca, and then people with
well,
money go to Turkey, of course. But
her sister, she had her gastric bypass in Mexico. She didn't do it in the U.S. I think they featured it on. I don't think it was the very last season of the Family Chantel, but the
yeah,
season
she the
before.
sister had her stuff done in Mexico, which
Mhm.
Yeah,
I wouldn't advise.
no,
Mexico is kind
in the U.S.
of.
they require you to lose a bunch of weight first, and you have to follow through with like therapy. But in Mexico, you just go over there and they cut you up. So it was easier to get it done because if you watch my 600 pound life, their doctor now is not going to just let you show up and do surgery. He's going to make you put in a lot of work.
Hmm.
So like a lot of times they want to go overseas because those doctors don't care if you're successful with it or not. They just want to do it and get their
Yeah,
money.
because the doctor now doesn't want you to eat through the staples.
Well, yeah, because I remember I was watching a show and actually one of my friends was on it and she got a gastric bypass. No, she got a gastric sleeve, and before that she had a lap band, and she ate through the lap band and it popped, and she had to go to have the hospital and have it removed. And then she got the sleeve and she ate through the sleeve, which doing this is very, very dangerous. You can
Hmm.
die, right? A lot of people don't realize that. So Doctor Now, if you notice, he has a really good mortality rate with his patients, and he really does try to keep people alive. Because after you have that gastric bypass, if you keep eating and eating and eating, it can be very detrimental to your safety. Your body might not be able to handle it because your stomach is too small. Your stomach can actually um explode,
Hmm.
because a lot of no, it'll just expand. But if you keep eating too
Yeah.
fast, no. Well, like a lot of people don't realize that.
True. Speaking of eating too fast, to backtrack a little with Lauren, when he used to work at McDonald's, he apparently drank a gallon of Shamrock shake mix while on the job.
Why does this not surprise me?
And then he said it tasted like Elmer's glue, or like the consistency of Elmer's glue.
Well, I would assume because it's supposed to be mixed in the
Hmm.
machine, not drank.
Yeah.
I feel like Lauren will put anything in his mouth.
Hmm.
I really
Yeah, he'll
believe.
swallow anything.
Yeah, I honestly find that. I think that his mouth is just open for
Double
business, right?
entendre meant.
Yeah, I'm just, I'm not surprised. Wait, when did he work at McDonald's? Was there a specification of when this was?
No, just one of his childhood friends told me.
I'm
Oh,
I'm not surprised that Lauren would drink that. Lauren looks like he drank a lot of weird shit in his day.
okay. Looks like the type of person where you go out and somebody just hands him a
Hmm.
pill, doesn't even ask what
Yeah,
the
he
pill
looks
is. He
like
just
he'll
Yeah.
takes
just pop.
the
He'll
pill.
put anything in his mouth.
Yeah.
Yes, that is just my
Literally,
vibe from him.
literally put anything in his mouth.
Yeah, I get that. So yeah, I'm not surprised. And I'm pretty sure that that Shamrock Shake Mix is like loaded with sugar
Hmm.
because it's probably concentrated.
Hmm.
So you're probably like a shake probably only has like a teaspoon of that mix
Hmm.
in it. So I can't what it's like drinking a whole gallon. That's probably like 20,000 calories,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Because it's
because you see how big he was.
Hmm.
he was
He was
he
way bigger than he is now.
Yeah.
he lost a ton. Yeah, you're right. He lost a ton of weight. I mean, maybe it's from couch surfing and not having like a set place to live and cooking toilet shrimp. Like maybe that change in diet got him down all those pounds.
Yeah. Did you see my caption? I said, "Oh, he was like a Slatin brother."
Well, yeah, I can see that. He was a big
Mm.
dude. He was a big
You
dude.
saw the tweet he sent me? He put his face on Captain Picard's body and he said, I'm gonna lead this spaceship into the abyss, this starship into the abyss. And
I
I
didn't see
said, you
that.
will certainly not. you, you will certainly not tweet. I memed him back, Captain Picard, you will certainly not. And then he's all, well, can I be Data? And I was like, well, maybe you could be somebody. I don't know. We'll find somebody for you to be on. He wants to be a member of my Starfleet.
Mm, true. Okay.
Mm.
New different topic. After last week's The Other Way, so are you on Team Statler or Team Dempsey? Especially after Dempsey went sightseeing in the Alps.
I've been
Mm-mm.
getting a
I
lot of
get.
shit on my timeline over that situation because I feel like Statler had options and she didn't take them, and so now she's like the stick in the mud. Um, I also find it kind of hard to believe that she didn't know Dempsey was so uh unempathetic towards her neurodivergency and behaved that way to the point where she moved everything and relocated for someone and thought that van life would be ideal with someone who didn't have 1 ounce of care for your mental health. So I feel like there's a lot there that's not being clarified. I know a lot of you are Team Statler, George. I know you Team Statler, Shabooty as well. I'm not saying I'm Team Dempsey or Statler. I'm just saying I think Statler had options and she didn't choose them, and now she's being a stick in the mud. Also, the fact that she came out um before the season aired and started airing shit, it kind of gave me like a disgruntled behavior that you're gonna see this you're gonna see this and this and that, but it's because of this. So if she did know that Dempsey was cheating or did find out or something like that, I recall she saying that she continued filming because she didn't want to ruin Dempsey's reputation, and she wanted to save face for her and all of this and that and whatever the case may be. But if she knew she was cheating, found out at any point and cheating, then she should have just said, I don't want to do this anymore, I'm leaving. And should have worked into the script of a breakup, because what she's portraying now on the screen, everybody has her as a villain. Oh, she's such a stick in the mud. Oh, I hate her. All this and that. Because she's being a stick in the mud, and it's because she knows that she was cheated on, and now she has to film and put on a happy face when she had the option of not filming and not having to put on a happy face. That's my gripe.
Hmm. I don't.
Like, so wait, like, I know Dempsey. So allegedly, Dempsey was cheating on Statler, but are we sure that Statler knew that in the middle of filming and didn't? I thought she found out after filming.
Well, she never really gave a timeline. So from what I understand, she said she was filming a scene, and I'm assuming we haven't seen the scene yet. It was Dempsey, Statler, and then apparently the girl that Dempsey was cheating on her with. And she said that the producers were fully aware that Dempsey and this girl were having sex. And she was upset that they wouldn't tell her. And I'm like, well, it's not the producer's
Mm.
job, to tell you
So,
what's going on in your
okay,
relationship.
so if we haven't seen the scene yet, that means that she didn't know Dempsey was cheating on her yet. So her
Well,
behavior
they
is all
always
just neurodivergence.
they don't always air things in order. So for instance, they could have filmed the scene earlier, but when it comes on the show, like when you watch the show, it's not like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday,
Mhm.
like and whatever happened on each day. Like they don't necessarily edit things in order. So technically, she might already know about the girl in the scenes that we saw yesterday, but they just haven't shown it on the show yet.
True.
I, ju- I,
They
I
like
just feel like she
they put
might have
things.
known from the beginning before they started filming, and she was stuck in a contract and she had to continue filming because she wasn't that much of a Debbie Downer in her prior season. You understand?
No, I think she's always been a Debbie Downer. Like in my opinion, she's always been a what do you call it, a Buzz Killington.
Mhm.
She's never really been happy. She's always
So,
the one that complains.
so if she has never been happy, and if she know that Dempsey is the complete opposite of her, she's a happy-go-lucky, flies by the seat of her pants, gypsy type or whatever, a carnival worker. If you know that, why would you risk everything you have to go live in a van with a person that is carefree and doesn't care much about anybody but themselves and cheated on top of you, and you're fitting the bill for that?
I don't want to like. I mean, we have to remember that Statler is an adopted child who felt rejected from birth. So I think that Statler will do anything for anyone who says they love her. So I'm not saying that that's an excuse,
Mhm.
but I do think that she did what she wanted or what she had to do to chase after a woman that
Yeah, but
she
remember,
loved her. And
remember in her first season, Statler portrayed herself as she just slept around and had girlfriends and cheated and did this and did that and whatever. And remember her first season where she was telling Dempsey's friends how she did all this with different people and blah blah blah. Like she was out there. So also. there's someone here on Twitter that says Dempsey that Statler comes from money. Her father, adopted father, is like a hot shot lawyer that's always coddled her and spoiled her. She's had everything. She's always had everything. He bought her that car, that apartment, all that money he gives her to travel back and forth comes from him. That's on here too.
No,
That she comes from money,
no.
and that they've always
Mm.
been. She's always been like a spoiled brat,
Um,
not felt unloved.
I mean, maybe knowing she has the fallback of her dad's money is the reason she's like, fuck it, I'm gonna do this crazy Europe trip that sounds okay on paper, but in reality is gonna be a nightmare because she knows she'll be fine either way.
Yeah, see, I mean, I don't want to make it seem like Statler's right and Dempsey's wrong. Right? I think that they both have made a lot of mistakes, and but I do think that Dempsey saw a sucker in Statler, and Dempsey had a dream. The dream was to live in a van and travel the world.
Like,
It didn't necessarily include Statler; it included for her to do it. And Statler is just an insert here person who's going to pay for her to do it. That's why she was
I
like, okay, I'm gonna go look at the snow-capped mountains while she goes and
I
works,
I don't
and I'm not gonna
I
get.
don't necessarily think she saw a sucker because remember when Statler came to visit Dempsey, Dempsey didn't even have hot water. So you saw the living conditions, you saw the situation, you know. Why would you put yourself in this situation purposely? Not only the trailer where she was living was bad. Now you want to live in a van with this person and make it even worse. She put herself. My thing is, she put herself in that position because she could have said no at any point. She saw how Dempsey's behaved. She saw Dempsey's friends. She saw how Dempsey lived. And what will make her think that living inside of a tiny van, working remotely, traveling the countryside, living off Mother Nature was a good idea? Like that has no common sense.
Mm, I don't disagree. I don't disagree. It was stupid. I don't think that Statler makes good decisions. I think that she said in the past that her decisions are usually wrong and bad. But I do think that Dempsey saw a spoiled girl who had money to do whatever she wanted, and she was like, this is going to be the person who's going to give me the van life dream that I wanted. And I think that she told her whatever she wanted to hear to get her there, and then once she got there, she just got annoyed with her because well, I just wanted the van life. I don't want to deal with you. And I think that's where all the frustration came in.
But that's not what I'm seeing. I'm seeing Dempsey's trying to be upbeat and and include her and do this, and she's freaking out and she don't want to, and she always has this pus on her face and she hasn't enjoyed one single thing. You know, I mean, you wanted this because you co-signed this, you paid for this. Now you don't want it. You understand?
Well, see, I don't ever recall Statler saying she wanted to live in the van and do that. She just wanted to be with Dempsey. And I think that she signed up for something that she didn't want. I don't ever recall her saying, I'm super excited to go live in this van and
But
travel the world. I don't
but
remember her
she
ever.
but she knew what the plan was. The plan was to buy a van and travel around the country and live off the land. She knew the plan. So if she wasn't down with that plan, she should have like, you know what? I don't really think I want to do that. I want to visit you periodically. Maybe you could come to the States, but I'm not ready to live in a fucking van and travel around Europe living off berries and grub.
Yeah, I mean, I think what was on the table, that was like the plot for their second season. So it was a situation of if that's what it takes to continue on, she agreed to continue on to be on
Well,
on the TV show.
the producer said, hey, if you want to leave Texas and move into this van, we'll film it. If you want to do anything other than those things, we're not going to film it. I do think it came down to that.
There you go. That's
Exactly.
that's the whole point. She wanted to continue filming,
Yeah.
so she
Well,
ate that all up.
yeah, the producers were like, we're not going to film you going back and forth to visit her. You would have to
Yeah,
you'd have to and
Yeah,
live in this van.
it's called the other way, not the every other weekend way.
yeah. So if you
Right.
want to stay on TV, and you want to stay on TV. And instead, they'll be, probably brainstorming, giving her TLC remarkable ideas of, shows and filming in houses and shit like that. Wanted to stay on board with TLC, agreed to to hop in a van and travel the countryside with with Mary with Mary Poppins, and now she's miserable, and she's making the other one miserable too.
True.
Yeah.
So what was the deal? This is a different topic, but what was the deal with Corona's video and her outfit?
So apparently, because I said she looked crazy or whatever, and some people were like attacking me, and they were like, she's dressed for something called Carnival.
Mhm.
I guess it was like a celebration. It's called Carnival. I think we learned a little bit about it.
Yeah, it's like a
Um,
Caribbean carnival. Yeah,
yeah,
like in
Mhm.
Brazil when they
on
do
Love.
carnival, or
Mhm.
in the Caribbean,
Yeah,
Barbados does the crop over. To dress with the like Rihanna. Remember Rihanna's outfit for carnival in Barbados. It's a lot like
yeah.
Brazil, like
It
strings and
was
chains
Love
and feathers.
with the girl in Brazil, and she went to the carnival, but it I remember watching it on Love in Paradise. I can't remember the girl's name now, but her boyfriend was the TikToker, and she wasn't dressed like a hooker to go to Carnival. So it's always just Corona who she feels this undying need to dress like a hooker no matter where she's going, and I get it. Express yourself in whatever way you want to, but I just think that it's crazy that she doesn't know of any other way to get attention than to walk around with her ass cheeks and her nipples hanging out everywhere she goes, even if
Mhm.
it's like 10 degrees outside. Like I don't know. I saw the video and I was just like, this is just really, really like
Mhm.
thirsty. Like that meme where it's like a guy and he's drinking from like this jug and the water's like pouring in his face. That's Corona all the time. She's just so fucking thirsty all the time.
You know what it reminded me of? Because again, I grew up listening to Howard Stern, so it reminded me of like Robin Quivers having like a midlife crisis or something.
Okay, I can see that.
True.
I can see that. Yeah, like Corona doesn't really have the body that I really need to see. Kind of reminds me of like Ashley, like from Ashley and Manuel. It's not a body I'm not like trying to look at. Like, I'm not trying to look at it. So I don't think she's an unattractive woman, but I do think that she could cover up more. And she keeps trying to push on the show like, oh, I'm a smart person, I'm a nurse, I'm a midwife, I'm very intelligent, I'm very educated, I got into the most prestigious school for midwifery in the country, and but then she also dressed like she is a hooker at night.
Mhm.
So it's like I want her to express herself, but I also don't want her to dumb herself down to the point where people just look at her as she's an idiot, because that's kind of like where she is with me now. I just look at her like she's
And
an idiot.
I think she posted another video where, well, you know how like that article leaked of her boyfriend spilling all the tea to like a Finnish, or not Finland, Icelandic like newspaper where he
Yeah,
spilled all the details, and then I think she posted like a video again trying to like clap back to what was in the article. Kind of like the same way, like you know how when we spilled the tea on Josh and Josh tried to like convince us otherwise. It's similarly like she made a video trying to convince you otherwise of the article, but like there's no way to put that cat out of the cat's already out of the bag. So, but it was one of those videos like, yeah, you really gonna believe what it's saying? Like, you think I'd really go over there if weren't together, type thing. But it was all bullshit.
absolutely. Yeah, I absolutely believe she would, because she's in constant thirst of
Hmm.
attention. I absolutely believe that she would do a show with a person she's not really with because she knows that it would give her
It was
attention.
definitely a scam. I agree. Definitely a scam. Her and that man have absolutely nothing in common. They were just friends, and
Hmm.
she decided to hop on over there. And look at me, dressed in Iceland like I'm going to, somewhere down the LA Strip, and everybody, is gonna be all, I'm gonna be the talk of the show because I'm gonna wear these 12-inch heels in Iceland. That's what she did for. And then she wants to play, with the, oh well, there's not really black people here, and but swimming is not for black people. Like she keeps throwing that in there, and generalizing, stereotyping. and that's not really cool. And like a lot of people don't like that because she's trying to speak for everybody. Not everybody wants agrees with what she's saying. You understand?
Yeah, she's
Mhm.
trying to speak for black
Yeah,
people, and I'm still not 100% sold that she's black.
yeah.
Like
And
the way,
then I think it's funny. Well, she keeps bragging that she got accepted into the like Ivy League school, which is like I guess Pennsylvania University. So obviously she's
yeah.
smart. But then on the show, she didn't think to like research if the program there was in English or not. So which proves that she wasn't serious about going to school there because you're a smart person, so
Well,
you wouldn't check if it was in English or not.
well, first of all, you would already be enrolled because you don't have to, like, you can fill out the application and start the enrollment process before you
Mhm.
get there. So yeah, this was all
Yeah,
a
that was
joke.
just, that scene
She
was all bullshit.
Right. They set it up after she got there. She didn't even plan to go to school. She didn't plan to talk to anyone. TLC was like, "Well, you have to go to the school and talk to them because you said you were going to enroll in school because you told us you were going to live here." She wasn't even going to go talk to
Yeah.
them. She knew that she was there for however long her plane ticket told her to stay.
Mhm.
She bought a return flight. She knew for a fact she wasn't going to stay
Mhm.
there. This was just a joke. And the fact that she was like, "Y'all really gonna believe that I faked the relationship?" And I was like, "Yeah." From
Mhm.
the stuff I've seen of you on the show, I 100% believe that you did all of this for
Yeah,
attention.
that's
Every
why when Corona went to the, I forget, it was like the admissions person. The admissions person was kind of like a little bit of a smartass to Corona because probably because she knew it was like a farce. Like this is some bullshit for the TV show.
Well, yeah, she was like, "Absolutely, our classes are in Icelandic, you idiot." Like, and did you when you're in America, do you go there and ask them if they're you like as an American, would you go to a college and be like, "So all of your classes, I'm from Russia, so your classes are in Russian,
Mhm.
right?" No, you wouldn't fucking say that because this is America. The class is either going to be in English and Spanish, and then you can request accommodation for any other language, but they're just not automatically going to be in a language that's not native to the country that you're in. Like, it was just so stupid, and the fact that she thinks that we're stupider than her because apparently she's like upset now that we figured out her
Mhm.
plan because it was so basic and simple. Even like someone with zero IQ could have figured out her little plan to fake the show, and now she's like irritated with us because she's like, "Y'all are so dumb to think that we weren't really in a relationship." I was like, "Are we? Or are you dumb to think that we will believe this shit?" I think you got it wrong. I was like, "You're dumb to think that you could have pulled one over with little to no actual preparation in your lie."
Yeah, basically, yeah. This whole season of The Other Way is kind of cooked. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah, we're 16 episodes in and they're not talking about a finale or the tell all yet. So I'm a little worried because I don't know how much more I can really take. Like, it's not super interesting, right?
Mhm.
Like, I'm kind of getting bored. And the fact that we're 16 going on 17 on Monday in episodes and they're not even showing any previews for a finale or a tell all, I'm a little worried. How long are we going?
Do we know is the Last Resort season 2 gonna, is that gonna take the spot of The Other Way on Monday? I assume.
Yeah, the last resort was on Monday's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
first
So
season.
it'll probably be after The Other Way on Monday.
Yes, yes. And if there's only 5 episodes or 4 episodes left, I think they start running previews for the next show 6 weeks out. So if there was only 6 episodes left of The Other Way, we would have seen a Last Resort commercial. So that means that there's more than 6 episodes because they show their first preview commercial 6 weeks out. And we haven't seen a Last Resort advertisement as of yet.
True. Oh, did you see? I don't know if we ever talked about this last week or whatever, but I think we might have talked about it. But let's talk about it again. But Jasmine posted that photo of like Gino asleep, exposing his
Oh,
patch.
yeah, that was very
Mhm.
cruel. That was a very vindictive
Yeah,
thing to do. That's
I did DM Gino and I said, if you have any like embarrassing photos of Jasmine you want me to post, let me know. And then I think he said, you already posted her lumpy ass. He,
you
yeah,
did.
he didn't actually use those words. He didn't say lumpy ass, but he did say he posted
Actually,
her butt before.
Captain posted it
Yeah,
too.
I hate
Yeah.
that bitch. I'll post it again.
I think that it's very clear that they're starting the promotional aspect of the last resort because it's coming up, and they need to sell to us that they were still together at least up until the last resort ended. So I think that they're beginning, but I think Jasmine is being underhandedly like passive aggressive about it, because that picture is definitely a picture you post of your ex that you're pissed off at,
Mhm.
or your ex that cheated on you. That type of vindictive behavior is something that you do towards someone that you hate, because that was basically a nude of Gino. That was his most
Mhm.
private,
His
his
most
head
vulnerable
Yeah,
is
moment.
yeah. But he had to have agreed to that.
most. Yeah, that
He,
was a dick pic. Like, she literally exposed this man, because that's the one thing in the whole world he doesn't want anyone to ever see. And for her to do that, it was just really vindictive. I was really shocked.
Yeah, true. Do you,
he might have agreed. He might have agreed to say, because like you said, the show is coming up, so now they need, fuel to fuel up that just a relationship that's falling apart. So she
Mhm.
posted my bald head that I'm so ashamed of, and go on from there.
True.
Well, yeah, because it's not going to be a good interaction between the two of them, because we know that their relationship, supposedly, they want us to believe, ended on the last episode of The Last Resort. So we know that this wasn't going to be a positive interaction. Just like we don't expect to see Rob and Sophie saying nice things about each other on The Last Resort. We know where this is going.
Hmm. True.
Oh wait, right?
Yeah, you want to let him speak?
If Riley, do you want to speak? I know he always says when he's in here he
He
doesn't
says
want to
he doesn't
speak.
want to speak, but then when we let him speak, he speaks for an hour.
Yeah, he says that he doesn't want to get in trouble. So I don't want Riley to get in trouble. But if you want to talk, Riley, go ahead and speak. Wait, is Lana not here?
Oh, oh, you mean our like super fan? Oh, because we need
Yeah, I don't
updates
see.
on the missing person story, right? Yeah,
Yeah, we end with an update on the missing. I don't
yeah,
see Lana
yeah.
though. So
Lana's not here. Maybe she's the new missing person.
yeah, that's so weird. She's usually here. I'm worried. I'm gonna DM her later and make sure she's okay.
True. Yeah. That was a good segment last weekend when we got the Lana update.
Yeah, yeah. I feel like we should always add a little true
Hmm.
crime, and then we can also, you know what, we can throw in some conspiracy theories about this Liam Payne One Direction death. Like, we can maybe add a little 5 minute segment on that, because I have theories. So maybe we can just drop our theories on that at the end.
Yeah. If anyone has any if anyone has a missing person story, let us know because we like to branch out into other topics.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I feel like the
Mm.
true crime, homicide detective, missing person. That's like, I love watching. I know that sounds so morbid and weird, because I don't love that people are missing or whatever, but I like to try to figure out what's going
I
on.
I
Cool.
I, I have the Oxygen channel, the ID channel, Discovery ID, all those channels. I love murder mystery.
Yeah, me too. Oh, my bestie just texted. She said, "Tell everyone in the Twitter space I said hi." So everyone in the Twitter
Mhm.
space, my bestie Kimberly Menzies says hi. Hope everybody's having a good Friday.
True. There's like this viral tweet when Liam Payne died or something. But there's a viral tweet was like, that dude from the Taken movies died.
Yeah, I saw that. They thought that he was Liam Nielsen from
Yeah,
the.
Liam Neeson.
There's there's not a lot of famous Liams, right? There's, I think, the one that Miley was married to for a minute, and then there was Payne, and then there's Lee. There's only a few.
Mhm.
So if you don't know who One Direction is, I could see how you would go directly there. I totally get it.
True. Yeah, we got to get what's his name? Who's the dude that was in the newest 90 Day Bad Boys video?
Oh, oh, wait. Let me grab my phone. For
The
some reason, my mind is going.
Ariella's baby daddy.
Oh, Benny,
Biniam. But
Biniam,
is
Biniam.
Biniam like he doesn't talk much, right?
Well, apparently he doesn't speak very good
Hmm.
English, which is weird because he spoke on the show. But because the first question I asked Justin. Justin is the videographer that does the 90 Day Bad Boys videos, and I was like, "Why did y'all put Benny in the back of the video?" for Bye Bye Bye, and they were like, "Oh, well, he didn't know the words to the songs," and I was like, "Well, it only takes a few minutes, to listen to a song and kind of lip sync the words or whatever." And they was like, "Well, he doesn't speak like a lot of English," and I was like, "I'm confused because he did like 3 seasons, 2 or 3 seasons, and he spoke the
Mhm.
whole time." So the whole thing was really confusing for
Is
me.
Justin related to Darcy Silva?
No, he
But
is
his
not.
last name
No.
is Silva or what?
Yes, it
But
is
they're not
Silva. Yeah.
related.
No, they're not
Okay.
related. I think he's from Texas
Okay.
originally, and I think Darcy's from Connecticut. Yeah, they're not related.
True. So Biniam, he wouldn't be good on a podcast then.
I don't know. I don't know how much of that I
Mhm.
believe.
He
That
made it
he.
through like 5 seasons with Ariella,
Well, right, and he
and we
talked.
had
I mean,
Soldier Boy on here,
I know that
Yes.
he's his
and
accent.
he has a
You know,
heavier
and
accent,
Soldier Boy's an international superstar.
and he has a heavier accent, and he was on here.
well, yeah. So I don't know. That whole thing confused me because they're like, oh, he doesn't speak a lot of English. I think, but he speaks English though, because I know he does, and he understands because he filmed on the show. And he lives in Las Vegas. He works in Vegas. There's no way that he's walking around not able to communicate. So that was really weird to me.
True.
Oh, but yeah, he's gonna be on The Last Resort too. Did y'all know that with Ariella?
Yeah.
Talked about that, right? So yeah, he's gonna be speaking on The Last Resort. So yeah, again, I don't know why. Well, a lot of people said in the comments they figured they were like, well, Benny is such a good dancer and he works out. They didn't want him to steal the spotlight. That's why they put him in the back. So I don't know what the real reason is, but Justin told me it's because he didn't know the words, so he couldn't lip sync, which is crazy to me because Britney Spears lip synced for 15 years and she didn't know the words either. So that's crazy to me.
Hmm. Yeah. I'm trying. Do you know Biniam's Instagram account?
I think it's just at Biniam Shibri,
Okay.
but I think there's like an underscore in
Oh
between
yeah.
the first
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
last name.
Yeah.
It's like,
I found it. Yeah.
yeah,
True. Cool. Well, I mean, we ran through all of our topics. If anyone wants to speak, like request, you can request to speak, and then we'll let you talk.
yeah. And then we can talk about some conspiracies about this One Direction situation. We'll end on a little conspiracy theory stuff.
Oh, and then I commented on Kara's vibrator post, and I said send one to Renee, and she liked the comment.
Oh yeah, she definitely
But
needs
she
one.
replied, "I don't know who that is."
Wait,
Yeah.
seriously? Oh, well. Also, we need to send one to Vanja because I think she said on the show that she hadn't had sex in 6 years.
Well, if she falls asleep at 10 o'clock, yeah, she's not having sex.
Well, yeah, it's hard to go out and meet people when you're in bed at
She
10.
hasn't had
You know,
sex in 6 years.
that's what
She,
she did. You not see that
oh,
on the
I
episode?
didn't see that episode. That one that was missing. The day, I think that was the day after the wedding when that episode aired. That was on Sunday.
I think called her sex camel. Her friends called her a sex
Yeah.
because she's gone 6 whole years
Well,
without
she
having sex.
doesn't need a vibrator. She needs a jackhammer. So she needs to speak to somebody in construction to help her with that.
So,
I,
Captain, though, did you see that? But you didn't see the last episode, or what?
No, I'm gonna watch it on Sunday because I missed last Sunday. So I'm gonna
Mm.
watch this Sunday. They usually give the previous episode before they give the current one. So I'm gonna watch then.
Yeah, because I want to get your feedback on the basketball player who looks short.
yeah. We got to talk about that too. Yeah. So when you catch up, we're gonna talk about Boja, but it's spelled Bozo, like Bozo the clown.
Do you think the
So yeah,
producer like do we think his real name is Boja? Or I feel like, do you think the producers kind of crowbarred in that name because it's funny for television,
I th-
like
I
Bozo?
think that his name, but I think that they did spell it to look like Bozo. I think they were trying to be
Mm.
funny, but I think probably Boja, but spelled, in some weird foreign way that we wouldn't understand because it's not in English. But I'm pretty sure that they spelled it Bozo on purpose. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I feel like that's a good take because Maybe the real spelling has like a J in it, but then the producer's like, if we just spell like Bozo, that's gonna be hilarious for like memes and stuff.
Exactly, right? Like, soon as I heard his name was Bozo, well, I read the caption on this. I'm like,
Hmm.
sometimes I'll be doing when the TV's on, I'll be reading the caption and not like listening. So when I saw her say, "Oh, I'm gonna go over and see Bozo," but I saw Bozo on the screen, and I was like, "See, now they're writing the memes for me. Like they're writing the tweets for me at this point. I don't even have to try. I just have to literally copy it off the screen." I was like, "You mean to tell me she's dating Bozo?" Like you mean it's like I don't even have to try
No,
anymore.
because I mean the way because like with what we learned from Lauren was the producer's the one that fed him. Just say when they're interviewing him, like just say you're gynosexual, and then he said it even though he didn't know what it meant. So like the producers kind of like tee up memes and stuff.
Oh yeah, I think that they give you things to work with that you might not even understand at the time, but they know that
Yeah,
it's
they know it's
gonna.
funny, and especially on social media, it's gonna
Yeah,
be like easy to make fun of.
they know how to play out in editing, so they tell you to go with things, and they don't explain to you what you're going with. You just do it because it's been a 15-hour day and you're ready to eat. So I feel like yeah, I'm pretty sure his name is Boja in his native
Hmm.
tongue, but I'm pretty sure they spelled it Bozo in our tongue on purpose. I would put 20. I'll put $50 on it. I'll put 50
Hmm.
on it. I'm pretty sure.
No, I agree. Because also that's like the new slang. That's like a Gen Z slang where it's like it's giving bozo.
Yes, right? Yeah. I saw it and I was just like, man, y'all ain't even making me work for this no more. This is so like y'all ain't even making me work for this no more. I can do this shit in my sleep.
Yeah, because then they're probably looking for someone to like Photoshop like clown paint on Bozo's face in like a meme if he ends up being like a shitty boyfriend or some shit.
Which I'm pretty sure he will
Yeah.
be. Because wait, you know what? I don't want to ruin it for you, Cap, because I don't want to get too deep in this because you haven't seen it yet. Because I have theories and stuff already, but this is too soon. Let's you watch the episode before we get into all that.
But that's
I'm gonna probably watch it. I have every channel you can possibly think of known to man, so I'll probably catch it on one of the streaming Max or something.
Well, yeah, it on Max. You don't gotta watch no commercials, so you only gotta dedicate an hour and
Yeah,
25 minutes
yeah. I have some
instead of.
some app here that you can watch channels, international channels, any channel you want. So I'll probably do that and catch it and see what's going on with that.
Oh, apparently on Before the 90 Days, there's another Orlando, Florida team that we haven't met yet. Still,
oh
Oh, okay.
yeah.
So we got.
so I think three representations from Orlando this season. So I'm pretty sure one of the producers came here on vacation and they just stayed and they just were scouting.
Hmm.
Because I was like, how do you manage to get three different people from the same place? They were just here. They spent a little time at Disney and they liked it and they started talking to people, right?
Apparently all the kooks are in Orlando. No offense.
No, I
Well,
can see that.
well,
I get
my brother's there,
that.
so yeah, some
And the
most of the kooks because I got a brother in Orlando. I actually two brothers in Orlando. One is in Winter Haven. Winter Haven. That's
oh, that's like going towards Tampa,
no,
but
no,
yeah,
no.
that's still
Winter
considered.
is next to Disney. It's next to Disney.
Oh no, you're Park maybe.
Win, I'm gonna. It's
When
Winter something, but
when
it's right by Disney. Like
when
he's not too far from the
wanna,
airport.
oh, you're talking about Winter Park.
Yeah, he's not too far from the airport, and the other one is somewhere
Yeah,
in Orlando,
would be
but I'm not sure exactly where.
uh yeah, Winter Haven would be considered Tampa. Like if you were gonna go to the airport, you would be closer to the Tampa airport than the MCO. So that would be Winter Haven. So Winter Park is like on top of the airport. It's like all the way by the airport.
True. All right, so last call. If anyone wants to speak, request to speak. Otherwise, we'll probably end it there and make it short and sweet, even though we did 2.5 hours.
Yeah, it's weird that Lana's not here. I was gonna see what she had going on with. Well, I mean, she's already gotten rid of the stuff, so there might not be like a
Yeah,
big
there may not be a further
update.
updates, but
Right, because who's to say that the guy took the stuff and then she never hears. I'm pretty sure she won't. She'll never hear from them again. But it was still a crazy story in itself. It was crazy.
yeah, like that story made me wish we had like a even larger podcast where like if we were even larger, then people would have like, you know what I mean? People would have been ravenous to like actually know who these people were.
Yeah, I would love to like have a follow up, like somebody from the area can
Well,
just
find the
verify.
woman, the girl.
Well, yeah, verify that she's
Mhm.
alive and in a hospital. That's I'm just curious. I just want to make sure that she's
I mean,
okay.
she could
Like
be like the Indian Haktua girl. You know what I mean?
oh yeah, 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 Hawks girl. I mean, I I want to make sure she's okay because I don't think she's crazy because she makes OnlyFans videos. I think she's fine. So I just want to make sure she's okay. It's a free country. She can make OnlyFans videos.
Yeah, and I mean, if we knew the girl, I would give her a plug for her OnlyFans.
Oh, totally, totally. I've heard about her equipment. I'm pretty sure her videos are interesting. Oh my god, I wanted to bring this up. This is off subject and a bit weird, but I was watching a video on my reels today, and it was the audition for Liam Payne. He was the one that died from One Direction on the X Factor, and it was Simon Cowell, Cheryl Cole, and then the other guy I can't remember his name, Pierce Morgan maybe, and they were the judges. And the ironic, so I never put two and two together on things. So apparently Liam Payne was 14 years old when he was on the X Factor, and Cheryl Cole at the time was 24. She was a judge on the X Factor, and his son Bear, his baby mama is Cheryl Cole, so she met him when he was 14 years old at the audition. And then a lot of people are like, huh, that's weird. That's like very Diddy, right? And I never put the two and two together. So I wanted to get y'all's opinion on that. That's kind of weird, right? Like I mean, I realized that she was a judge on the show that he was founded on. And then I do remember that he had a baby with her,
Mm.
like 10 years down the line. But like, what is y'all thoughts on, because this kind of happened with Celine Dion too, right? Like she met her manager when she was like 11,
Mm.
and then she marrying the dude and having a bunch of kids. Like, what are y'all thoughts on that?
It it
Um,
it's called grooming.
See, that's what the internet is saying. The internet was calling it that. So you agree? It's totally weird that you meet somebody and you're a grown up and they're a child, and then you end up like marrying them or having kids with them.
Yeah,
That's
it's like
weird,
that's
right?
marrying your fifth grade teacher.
Okay, yeah. So that's not just me. So because I was like, when I was watching the video and then I saw him as a 14-year-old auditioning for her, and I was like, wait, that's his baby mama. And then I put it, and I was like, see, this is totally strange to me now. Like it took a turn. And they're like, this is very like the comments. They're like, oh, it's a Diddy situation. And
mm.
I was like, I kind of feel like B.
Yeah, I'm Googling it now, real quick.
Well, yeah, you wouldn't. So apparently, Cheryl Cole is like a super, super famous female
Yeah.
singer in the UK in a group called Girls Aloud, which was like the only thing bigger than them in the UK was the Spice Girls. They were huge. But like here in the US, we don't even know who Cheryl
Yeah.
Cole is. But apparently, she's this massive
Yeah,
celebrity.
she's
Um,
41 years old.
Right. And apparently when Liam died, he was only 31. So there was only a 10-year difference. So some people were in the comments and they were like, that's not weird. Because some people were commenting like, my husband's 20 years older
Hmm.
than me, or blah, blah, blah. And I was like, well, I guess it doesn't matter if you both met when you were adults. It doesn't matter,
Yeah.
right? Because it's,
I think the
Penny
only
and Celine.
weird part is that she was the judge of him when he was a kid or some shit.
Right? That makes it even more weird because that means that maybe she put him through because she liked him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it was a little
Mhm.
biased. So it just makes you look at things so differently. Because I was watching the reel and it's so weird because I watched the X Factor. I remember when One Direction came about. I watched all of that stuff. I never put the two and two together until after he passed away and I started seeing all these resurfaced videos of everything, and I was like, "Whoa, that's his baby mama." And when she met him, he was 14 years old. And because I watched the Celine Dion documentary like earlier in the year, and I realized that she met her late husband when she was like 11, and he was her manager.
Mhm.
And parents had a weird suspicion something was going on, and then she married him. So it's like it was something going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's that whole
It's always a double
yeah,
standard too.
that Celine Dion
Yeah,
stuff
you're
is
right.
weird.
Right. But for my conspiracy theory about this situation with him, I think that somebody pushed him. I don't know. I just have a weird feeling. Like I don't know why. I mean, I do. All right, so let me give you some background. So they said that he was dropped from his record label a few days before he jumped, which I know that can be very devastating for someone who makes a living as a singer.
Mm-hmm.
And he had also had issues with his girlfriend or ex-girlfriend. No, his ex-girlfriend was suing him. And there was legal issues going on. And then they're saying that he was on drugs. But I still feel he has so much going on for himself. There was no reason to jump out of a balcony window or a door or
Yeah,
whatever. I just
but
feel
they
it.
showed his hotel room with all that drug paraphernalia.
Yeah, it was a lot. It
So
was enough drugs in
if
there.
you got enough if you got enough drugs in your system, you can't tell the difference between a fifth floor or a first floor. So he probably felt like he could fly and jumped out. You know, because if
That's
he was on that
that's
much drugs, there was a lot of shit in his room. If he was on that much stuff, I could see him jumping off the
well.
balcony. I mean, a lot of those
It,
drugs are
oh,
opiates, which are downers, and downers make you depressed and sad. And then he probably got in his feelings about all the shit going on in his life and ended it. But there's a lot of conspiracy theories. Maybe somebody gave him the drugs, like Heath Ledger. Heath Ledger, he's the one that OD'd, right?
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
The one of the Olsen twins had just left his place right before he OD'd. So they were like, well,
See,
she might have, was the one that supplied the drugs and then left after the party. So she might have known, you know what I'm saying? So he probably
yeah,
partied with somebody and they left him alone.
yeah. It's just so weird. I mean, oh, and apparently his girlfriend was on the trip with him. It was a 5 day trip. It turned into a 2 week trip. She left a day and a half before he died, and but they said when he was in the room, there was two women with him. So like, I'm assuming two thoughts, because
Hmm.
obviously he had a girlfriend. So I'm assuming these two women were thoughts. So I don't know who. No
Yeah,
one knows who these women
there
were.
was a lot of drugs, so there might have been more people there, you
Yeah.
know?
Well, yeah, I'm thinking that too because the amount of drugs in that hotel room could have killed a small village. You
But
know,
then again, when this guy from what's his name whew, from the Hunger Games, the blonde guy, the chubby blonde guy, um
Dustin
no,
Hoffman.
not just from the Hunger Games that he plays, something Hoffman, whatever his name is. He was clean for 20 years, and then when he OD'd in New York City, his apartment, they found e- enough bags of heroin to kill a horse. So it
Wow.
depends. What's his name? I'll get it. But anyway,
See, if you
uh,
had Instagram, you would know his name.
I know I have it on the tip of my tongue too. He plays Capote. Anybody seen that movie Capote?
Oh, I know you're talking about. I know you're talking about.
He has like three names.
Hold on, I'm gonna look it up. I know which two you're talking about.
Yeah,
Or it's Philip
Yeah, yeah,
Seymour
yeah.
Hoffman.
Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Yeah.
He had enough bags of heroin in that room to supply half of New York City. Also, the guy that died, the black guy from Boardwalk Empire that had the scar. He was also from The Wire.
Yeah.
Michael
Michael something Williams.
Michael Williams. He had enough heroin in his room to kill a horse too. So if you take enough, you kill yourself. You know.
Yeah. Right.
And now all that
I
shit
mean,
is coming laced with fentanyl and all that other stuff.
I want to believe that someone with that status would have a will to live, but again, when you'd have never been in the shoes of somebody of that caliber of fame, like they could shut down any country that they went to. They would go there, shut it down, sell out any venue. You don't know what that's like.
Yeah.
So I hate to assume that people in that situation like that, because you don't know, maybe they liked it at first, or maybe they never liked it, or maybe their parents pushed them in it. I watch a lot of these documentaries where these kids are like, I never even wanted to be on TV, my mom made me, or my
Of
dad made me,
course,
and
a
then
lot of these child stars that are coming out now with all these mental, illnesses and instability, their parents forced them to do it. Their parents forced them, all because your kid is talented and you want him to be famous, but the kid is not ready for it. They can't understand that at that age. You know, you got the Britneys. You know, you got the Orlando, whatever his name is. That he, people, your parents force you into doing stuff that you don't want to do. I'm sure Justin Bieber didn't want to be famous, but they made him be famous.
I'm sure he didn't want Justin Bieber didn't want Diddy all up in him either. Allegedly.
No,
Poor, yeah,
no.
there's that situation is
Being
gonna get ugly. It's gonna get really ugly when stuff starts to come out. And I
well,
feel sorry for
people are
Justin Bieber because I feel like maybe something did happen to him because he took a turn. Remember, he went completely rogue. He was doing drugs and drinking and acting all wild at one point, and then they honed him back in, I guess, and calmed him down. But he freaked out at one point, completely out of nowhere.
well. I think that a lot of people are saying that they don't know if Diddy's going to make it to the trial because the trial isn't until May of next year. The last time somebody was waiting on their trial, they expired in prison
Yeah,
because when some a lot of information on a lot of different people, a lot of powerful people,
yeah,
they don't usually make the trial. So a lot of people are
yeah. But
saying because that other guy
but
Epstein.
they're not gonna let that happen to him. They're gonna make sure they keep him
I
nice
don't
and
know
safe because
how, depending on how powerful the people are that he's holding secrets for. You'll never know. This man used to hang out with the Obamas. Like
uh,
if people don't want the story told, it's not going to get told. It's not going to get told.
my theory on that is he has a lot of famous people recorded doing wild shit, but not on the level that Epstein had. Epstein had people on. I mean, was it Steve Jobs? Was it one of those that was going to the Epstein Island? He had, I mean, heavy hitters. So that I could see happening. But did he probably had little rap celebrities here and there that he was trying to get them to come up and stuff like that. Nobody of real magnitude, and probably some foreign CEOs from Chinese record companies and stuff like that. Where but I don't think he had anybody on there that would have. He wouldn't have made it the minute they would have raided his house. He would have disappeared. They wouldn't have let him even get arrested if it was that
True.
bad. They wouldn't have even let him get arrested. If he had dirt on anybody with very, very high power, he wouldn't have made it. After that first raid went public and that he was out on bail, whatever, he wouldn't have made it past that.
True. All right,
Uh,
well, should we end it there?
well, let's end it. We had a great time.
Yeah, we'll end it here.
Yeah,
All
because we'll
right,
be back Sunday night.
yeah, Sunday night. Sunday night.
Yep. Day, 9 day fiance Fridays on Sunday. We'll be back.
All
True.
right.
Yeah, look for us on Spotify, Apple, on under 90 Day Fiance Fridays podcast.
All right, guys. You have a great weekend.
And again,
You too. Everybody.
give
All
our
right, guys.
best to your new husband, Captain Picard.
Thank you. Thank you very much, everybody. Bye
True.
bye.
All right, so see y'all Sunday.
Sunday.
Peace. Thanks for listening, everyone.